hypnotize, you a hypnotize. Hypnotize, you a hypnotize. Now I command you niggas to get money. Now I command you niggas to get money. Now I command you niggas to get money. Now I command you niggas to get money.
Zombie Summer, what up? Zombie World, live from Zombie Land, Cleveland, Ohio. It's the kid, the poet, fresh in the flesh, never a zombie. Number one zombie killer. It's Zombie Summer. I mean, what else you want me to say, man? Niggas is about to be dying. A lot of bullshit about to be going on. Motherfuckers about to be at this Republican convention. I'm not, but motherfuckers about to be out there going to jail.
Oh no.
Fuck the Justice Center. But hopefully they don't. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully this shit go. Just let them do they fucking bullshit ass shit and let them lose to Hilary, just like it's supposed to go down. So, hey, I got some shit about her ass too. I got some shit about the fake ass Blue Lives. I got some shit about Pac birthday coming up. Rest in peace his mama. Rest in peace of Afeni Shakur. June 16th, his birthday. June 11th was when Stack Bundles was killed, and I got some shit about him and Chinx Drugz, and I got some shit about some bad boy killer shit. You know what I mean? If motherfuckers sold out Illuminati ass shit, I got that shit. I got some hip hop occult science. I got what else I got on here? Just a lot of, like, if you a racist, are you a racist? You know what I'm saying? I got some bullshit like that. I got the racist pop quiz, and I got some more racist shit.
Really, nigga?
Shout out Black Dot. Got some shit from him. Yeah, occult science. Like when motherfuckers be like, "What's the science, kid?" Yo, what's the science, God? This is the science. So sit back. I done sprinkle that around, you know, throughout the shit. Shout out to Grafik Culture, grafikculture.com. Boom, right there. So you know what I mean? Like, we just throw this shit. It's a montage. I just get shit. I do the hard work for you, man. So just sit back. You can press pause, go do whatever you gotta do, and then come back to this shit. But definitely subscribe to the channel. Go to the website and hit us up and let us know what's up in the comment boxes and everything. You know what I'm saying? I go live. We got some shit with David Banner.
Surprise, motherfucker.
An interview with him that's deep. You know what I mean? Just kicking it real. We got video, the new God box. I'm play that video. Like, for real. I'm gonna get that album when hey, man, like shit. I got a lot of shit on here. I don't want to just throw shit out here and like bullshit. Like this shit right here. This is not the fucking Running Man. Stop. Why you stop?
What the fuck?
That's not the fucking. Dude, that shit looks sweet. That shit look. Stop.
Gay.
Like, y'all not even doing it right. At this point, motherfuckers just doing it just to do it. And that's what I'm saying. Like, stop. It's not the Running Man. Stop. I just be wanting to fucking I can't hate on Goku. He getting it though. He killed it. But that's not the Running Man. Call that shit something else. Why y'all calling it the Running Man? Why is society doing this shit, man? This is the Cabbage Patch. Don't come out with some shit talking about this is the Cabbage Patch. Like, that's not the Cabbage Patch. Stop. Y'all look sweet, man. Look at this shit. This nigga mellow, man. Hey, win some games, nigga. What is you happy about? Like, corny. That shit is corny, man. You know what I'm saying? It's like they can easily switch shit up on us, man. I'm tired. It's the Bernstein effect. Like, yeah, that's the Running Man. If anything, this is the fucking Running Man. Like, the other bullshit, see, that's where we got it from. We called it the Running Man because it was a movie out at that time called The Running Man. You know what I'm saying? So we didn't just, like, come up with your own shit, new generation. You know what I'm saying? You fucking dumbass motherfuckers. Y'all some zombie ass niggas, man.
Shut your bitch ass!
Like, quit calling shit what it is. Call it what it is, man. So, yeah. Send all up down here to kick they ass because they still on our shit.
Try me, bitch.
Yeah, I'll be back, motherfucker. Yeah. That's right. and come back and put his ass in that motherfucker. Y'all probably don't even know about this movie, man. So it's like y'all calling shit the Running Man and don't even know. So let's break the Running Man down. Can I get some? Can I get some help around here? Okay, yeah. Yup. Now that's the fucking Running Man for you ignorant fools. Break it down, sis. Yeah, see? Right. So easily they can switch shit up. It's the Bernstein effect, man. The Bernstein Bears ain't the Bernstein Bears. That's why I say Bernstein. Exactly, yo. That's the Running Man. Hey, run that shit back real quick. Run it back. That's the Running Man, nigga. That's the Running Man. That's the fucking Running Man, fool. Alright, why y'all up there? That's the Running Man. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? B Brown bust the Running Man. That's the Running Man. That other shit, that's not the Running Man. This nigga, the shit, hip-hop. This new shit ain't hip-hop. I got the transformation of Lil' Kim. Like, what's going on, man? Why shit can't just be just regular? You know what I'm saying? It's the transformation of Lil' Kim. I got a guy, this dude breaking that shit down, the science behind why people do this shit. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God. Like, damn.
Alright.
Lil' Kim used to be hot till she started fucking with her nose. Like, she look alright in both those. Yeah.
Are you crazy? Are you out of your mind?
Like, that's Dime right here to the right. Like, she had it right there. Why she ain't stopped?
Really, nigga?
Oh, fuck. Like, what's that shit? Like, she look like aliens in land and be like, hey, how the fuck did you get here? You know what I mean? Like, oh, fuck. Aliens a thing. Aliens that come down, shit look just like the motherfuckers. Shit fit in. They be like, damn, how the fuck did you get here before us? Wow. Yeah, on the left, see? That's what she should have stopped. And then we said the same shit about MJ, too. Oh, see? That's wifey right there on the left, though. You know what I mean? Damn. Yeah, so I got a lot of shit like this sprinkled throughout the motherfucking joint. Just sit back. It's 3 hours. If you don't, just press pause or just come back later, man. You know, I ain't tripping. You ain't gotta watch this whole shit, but I do go live with this shit, and I go live and I answer questions and I talk shit. And if you want to talk shit with me,
Surprise,
yeah, see,
motherfucker.
That's the one that Tupac would have was like, Lil' Kim, take your ugly ass, please, we'll get a wave. Yeah, so yeah, let's just keep it funky like that, and let's jump right into this shit, man. With that occult science, what's the science, guy? Like, break it down.
The universe is trying to convey it to you. But if I can't get up there to get, you know what I'm saying, to get that information, it's a waste. If all of these things is pulling me down, you know what I'm saying, during the program, it's all programmed too. You know what I'm saying? Everything you see on TV, this and that, they understand how the chakras work and how to raise yourself up. You know what I'm saying? So everything they're doing is geared toward low vibration shit. And they trying to keep it there because they know who you are. If you don't know who you are, then that's something different. So you hip hoppers got that? All right. All right, let's move on to frequencies. I might spell this motherfucker wrong, but I'm gonna try. All right. Frequencies. You turn on the radio. Hot 97. They doing commercials at the time you turn this shit on. You don't want to hear no fucking commercials. You turn down the dial. The power, what was that? 105. Power 105. All you did was switch the frequency. You switch the channel. Now, Hot 97 didn't go anywhere. It's still there, but you have tuned yourself up, or should I say the radio has tuned itself into a different frequency. So now you on some Power 105 shit. You know what I'm saying? You can bounce back and forth. We too, as people, possess that power. We can switch the channel. Some frequencies are long, and some frequencies are short. Now, y'all could be talking about the same shit, but if I'm on a long frequency and you on a short frequency, we'll be arguing and shit. You be arguing with your girl and shit, and come to find out y'all talking about the same shit. Y'all in agreement, but y'all arguing. That's what frequencies is all about. You know what I'm saying? So think Hot 97 and think Power 105. Think positive, think negative. If you want a negative frequency, you know what I'm saying? You want to switch over to some positive shit. When you change the channel, that means you have to change certain things about yourself. You know what I'm saying? You sitting around puffing weed all day, you want to get a job and shit, you ain't got no money. Change the frequency. Align yourself with motherfuckers who working. Align yourself and put yourself in a position where you can get a fucking job. It's just that simple.
That's right.
Well, this morning there was a shocking investigation at a high school in Southwest Florida.
Deputies are investigating claims of sexual activity inside a bathroom involving one girl and multiple male students. Lee County deputies say the 15-year-old girl admitted to having sex with multiple boys in that bathroom at South Fort Myers High School. It's unclear if she was a willing participant. Even more shocking, investigators say they've identified as many as 25 boys going inside the bathroom during the time that girl was in there. One student says he heard some of it was even recorded and sent around on Snapchat.
Multiple teenagers having sex in a school bathroom during the school day. Girl told deputies it happened at South Fort Myers High on Wednesday morning. I'm Jeff Butera.
I'm Christopher Gosong. The incident report says there was one girl inside the bathroom and 25 boys were seen going in and out of that bathroom.
Parents stunned.
Oh, that girl been doing that ever since middle school. Like, I guess it got out of hand when the teachers found out.
Been doing that in their family. Her mama did it. Her grandma did it. My grandma even know about it. What's the white girl name? Jessica? White Horse. Yes. Jessica Whitehorse. Nasty. They all get caught fucking in classrooms. All of them.
That is one low-down, trifling ass family. Way back in the day, her great-great-grandma is the reason Rosa Parks sat in the front of the bus, because she was back there sucking.
Rachel Polanski, ABC7.
Zombie.TV. Zombie.TV. Tyrese and Rev Run's new show on OWN, Amber Rose talks about being sexually harassed by fans who feel comfortable groping and grabbing her without permission.
The comfortability that some people find in wanting to touch or grope you or feel like, yo, let me tell you something. It's just like, it's the energy that's being sent out there that creates that type of response.
No, it doesn't.
I've heard a quote like, dress how you want to be addressed.
Some of my worst catcall nightmares have been when I was fully clothed. So tell me, how does that work exactly, Rev Run?
Oh, boo. Okay. No, that's not realistic. Stop it.
Okay.
Amber Rose shut down the nonsense and explained the definition of consent.
If I want to wear a short skirt or a tank top and I'm at the club and I'm having fun with my friends and I feel sexy, I'm not DTF. I'm not even looking at you. If I'm laying down with a man butt naked and his condom is on and I say, you know what? No, I don't want to do this. I changed my mind.
Okay.
That means no.
Right.
That means no. That's it.
When are we going to stop lying to women and girls? Telling them that being respectable protects them from sexual harassment and assault. We live in a rape culture, and in the black community, like everywhere else, it's a problem. It takes more than 40 women to accuse Bill Cosby of some form of sexual assault before some people will even entertain the idea that one could be telling the truth.
I was not even able to push away the pillow from my face that he was using to silence my screams while he was suffocating me, while he was raping me.
Rappers can openly talk about having sex with an unconscious girl and their song will top the charts.
Put Molly all in her champagne, she ain't even know it. I took her home and I enjoyed that, she ain't even know it.
And then we wonder why teens would post pictures of a black girl raped at a party, make fun of her, and call her a thot.
I had no control to say no. I didn't tell anyone to take my clothes off and do what they did to me.
Rape culture is so insidious that even women are taught to participate to protect our own respectability.
I I'm a former slut shamer. I've called women hoes a million times.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? And now I'm not. And I'm not mad at y'all because that's how society raised all of us.
No woman deserves to be harassed or assaulted however she chooses to dress. Period. Because telling women that stopping sexual assault starts with them is never going to stop the problem.
We all have a sexual energy about us. Every time we get our fuck on, there's amazing things taking place between me and my queen. You know what I'm saying? Whether I choose to tap into that energy or not is on me. You know what I'm saying? But when the solar fact energy from the sperm, I tell you that I got shit from the sun inside my sperm, son. That's deep shit. Solar-phatic energy from the sun is what sperm is made of. That's why at the rape scene, at the Kobe scene and shit, they gotta come in with the, what's that light that they use and shit? So they can see ultraviolet and shit. I got ultraviolet shit up in me. That's serious shit. Now, if you tapping into the sexual energy, it can work for you. If you do not tap into it, it's working for somebody else. So a lot of times, all these sexual videos and we getting our fuck on, but if we not tapping into the energy, somebody else is eating that shit just like a tuna fish sandwich because they know how to tap into it. You know what I'm saying? So the next time you bust that nut with your girl, if you take your focus off that ass and focus on things that you want to bring down from the astral plane, I'm getting ahead of myself, things start happening. This is ancient science, fellas. We've been doing this shit for years. Years. You know what I'm saying? And it's hard shit to do, to focus, because you be on that ass, you be ready to make that shit happen. But you gotta, especially if you can get you and your queen and the shit together, oh my God. Shit, I might be driving around on new rims, they spinning, motherfucker. You see what I'm saying? It's a sexual energy that we all possess. And it comes back to the chakras too, raising that kundalini energy up and making something happen. Even if you're a fucking chronic masturbator, understand that on the astral plane of things, you bust off, you giving birth to babies on a whole nother fucking plane. Simple as that. I don't even want to go to astral plane. I know I got billions of babies up there. Fucking child support gonna be serious when I get up to the fucking astral plane of shit. But that's just the way it works. Keep that real and shit.
You are now watching Zombie TV on the Grafik Culture Network.
People sell them soul for a slice of bread. Don't watch a man business, make your eye turn red.
Sometimes the Most High works through you, and sometimes you say something and you learn from yourself. People always talking about flipping the word or changing the meaning. In order for you to flip something or change the meaning, you must first accept it. Yeah. Damn, I'm a nigga. But I'm gonna flip it into something else. I'm not your nigga. Never will be. Not the black folks, white folks. I'm not your nigga, niggas, nigga, however you want to say it.
Okay, so keeping it on the real, as in very real. Recently, I was behind a junior high school bus.
Yes, sir.
9 sisters got off of that bus, and 8 of them had long flowing hair that came from Pakistan or India or wherever it might have been. Okay, let me add to that horror. My wife was shopping at a grocery store. I walked next door to a hair product place, and I saw what probably was a 35-year-old mother explaining to her 14 and 12-year-old daughters how beautiful they would be if they bought this long flowing hair on the shelf. Speak to that, please.
Okay, Rock, I have one better for you. You know how a lot of athletes and rappers and singers and just black men in general say that they would rather a light-skinned woman.
Yeah.
Unless your parents were albino, when Africans were brought here as slaves, they were darker than the night.
Yes.
So in order for them to become light-skinned, what would have had to happen to them? They would have had to been raped. Because we didn't have a choice of whether we wanted to be with a white woman or not.
Right.
So in a lot of cases, what people are saying to their children and to themselves is that the more white you have in you, the better you are. Now, if you are light-skinned, we didn't have a choice on what happened to our forefathers and mothers.
Right.
But we have to watch the things that we say. That's ingrained and embedded self-hatred.
Yes.
And one of the things that I always say, Rock, and please follow me on this. One of the reasons why I said it, black people can't be held responsible for the way that they act. Would you agree that the central processing unit of a computer was based on the human brain?
Sure.
Okay. Let's say that everything on the central processing unit, its mathematics, the language in which it communicates with other computers, the history, everything on it was totally wiped out, and a virus was uploaded.
Yeah.
When the computer started freaking out, would you blame the computer or the computer program? When Africans came over here, we didn't act like this. It was literally beat, raped, and erased from us. Our God, our language. You know, I always tell people, if your religion has to be translated to you, it's not your religion.
Yeah.
So in saying that, we don't even know why we hate ourselves. And because I got this from brother Anthony Broder, in his book, The Broder Files, he was like, you know, our great-great-great-grandmothers knew the closer that we were to white, the easier it was for us to be able to matriculate and move ourselves through American society. So that was the reason why they straightened our hair. You know, in the black codes in Mississippi, you know, if you were a black man at one point in history, if you knew how to read and write, that was grounds for them to murder you. So in a lot of cases, our grandparents did this, didn't let us read, didn't let us know mathematics, straighten our hair, lighten our skin, because they wanted a better life for us, you know? But it's still grounded in self-hatred, right? That's my personal opinion.
Yeah, and so when you say today, black people, by and large, are not responsible for what might be antisocial behaviors.
Yes.
What's the answer?
The answer is, and this is very painful for a lot of people, black people have to stop. See, all of that information, and I thought this is what the historically black colleges were supposed to do. They were supposed to reinstill, I was SGA president at Southern University in Baton Rouge, and the second semester, or the second half of the year, they wouldn't let me speak publicly anymore, because I told them that if the founding fathers knew that they were trying to have closed admissions when the HBCUs were supposed to give us back that over 350 years that we had lost during slavery, we were really supposed to be teaching us how to be Africans again. Because everybody else have a flag, everybody else has a culture, everybody else has a God, or at least their God looks like them. So what we're gonna have to do as the leaders, because even me, as smart as people think that I am, we're gonna have to go back. We're gonna have to go back to Africa. We're gonna have to figure out where we're from, who we're from, what is even our language. I think until we do that, if there is a open space, America is gonna fill it with them. We just talked about racism. They're supposed to do that. These are their cameras for the most part and their TVs until we get our own stuff. And I personally believe this. I personally believe that integration was the worst thing that ever happened to black people. And it's not because I don't believe that people can't commingle, but we gave up the opportunity to teach our own. We gave up the opportunity. Rich and poor people were forced to live together. So we had communities. Even when our children go to school now, Rock, they don't go to school to come back and build their own communities. They go to school so they can give a job and go get their power to white people. So until we reconnect, until we teach ourselves, until we love ourselves, it won't really matter.
Cell phone video shows 17-year-old Tayja Jones walking out of her house looking and feeling like a rock star. It was her first prom and she was excited.
I feel good and I was happy.
This is a picture of Tayja at prom Saturday night. When she got home, she posted this beautiful picture of herself.
I made a status when I came home from the prom that night and said like I enjoyed myself and happy I had fun.
The next morning, her friends called to say the picture had gone viral, but not for the reason Tayja thought.
People I didn't know just like that dress is not for her. She looked like a fat something.
Most of the comments are so demeaning they're hard to read. Tayja updated her status to say she shouldn't have gone to prom or posted the picture.
It was just really hurtful because I was so confident in the day before and just changed my view on myself.
Her mother is heartbroken.
She was just really depressed and sad, like she don't want to go out the house.
But as the negative comments spread, others began to stand with Tayja.
This is beautiful baby girl Slay Prom. She's cute as ever. She is gorgeous, has her own unique style and shape. We're all God's creatures and perfect in his image. And all those shares were just positive, and it's like my Twitter, so many messages of like people all over the world, different states, different countries.
Tayja says she's struggling to believe in herself again, but she has a message for others being bullied.
You're not the only person, and like you should know who you are inside, and the outside shouldn't affect your inner you, and just stay strong.
Black women are just stronger, well-versed in hair, skin, body, raising children, and cooking, and most notably, were once queens ruling dynasties. Now this reminded me of the Little Kim situation and the we was kings mentality that most black Americans have. Now should the question be, do white women think they're better, or does American society thinks they're better? It seems that America would rather give a transgender a Woman of the Year award before they give it to a black woman. Even the YouTube Coon of the Year would rather say a white man is sexy before he says that to a black woman. Now when we look at Little Kim, she has practically turned herself into a white woman. I have never seen a white woman change themselves into a black woman. Yes, they will get nose jobs. Yes, they will tan and spray themselves brown. Some will even temporarily paint themselves black. Others will get lip injections, butt implants, and even breast implants. But we can still tell it is a white woman. So does this mean that people like Little Kim hate themselves and want to be white? I don't believe it's that simple. For example, we have black men who perm their hair and even wear weaves. Does that mean they hate themselves? What about the black men that bleach their skins or that are cross-dressers? Does this mean that they hate themselves and want to be white or want to be a woman? Absolutely not. If someone changes their appearance for whatever reason, and then to have someone say they hate themselves, which includes mind, body, and soul, is completely ridiculous. Simply put, most people want what they can't have, or they just don't like certain physical attributes they have, or they want to follow a trend to fit into what the current standard of beauty is. The problem is, people like Little Kim take things too far. And when a person is unrecognizable and has a history of changing faces, let's take a look at what happened to Little Kim. Now, there are a couple bullet points that I want to discuss. The first is white women do it too. What about LGBT? Self-hate or self-improvement? Who's black and who's white? He tamed me. Black men venting on YouTube. The black woman is God. Where's the positive reinforcement? A closer look. White women are better. And lastly, my final thoughts. Alright, so in this section, I just want to discuss that white women do not innately fit the standard of beauty that's promoted by the mainstream media. So yes, they will go out and get lip injections, butt injections, breast implants, and even nose jobs because they have an ideal look that they're trying to attain. It's not because they hate themselves. It's not because they're trying to be black or a different ethnicity. So let's go ahead and take a look at these images. So here we have a picture of Courtney Love, who had a nose job. Here's a picture of Nicole Kidman. Here's a picture of Scarlett Johansson. Here we have Shakira. Here we see Ashley Simpson. Here we have Elsa Pataki. Here we have Jennifer Aniston, Jennifer Connelly. And here's a picture of a random woman who got a nose job because she simply didn't like the way her nose looked. Here's another random person. And here's another. So here on this website called Topics, it says, why do white women tan, get butt implants, and lip injections? One user says, wait a minute, I know this one, because they want to be black. Then a user responds by saying, nope, I don't think white women want to be black, no more than black women want to be white. But in this country, the new beauty standard is big booty, big hips, tiny waistline, full lips, long hair, big double D's, and tan skin. So many women are trying to live up to this standard, everybody. But when blacks and whites get into it on this forum, we point out things like black women wear weave, white women tan and get lip injections, blah, blah, blah. But the truth is, all women are just trying to look good to get the attention of men. It's that simple. Alright, so now let's continue to look at this idea of self-hate and juxtapose it to this subjective type of self-improvement. So in this image that I found on the internet of what looks like an African American, we have him going from black to white. But the question is, does he actually think he is white? And I doubt that, but I think this is a very interesting caption for these three images. And then we have the Jamaican dancehall musician who bleached his skin and tattooed his eyeball. So on the right hand side we have Alkaline and we have Corey Dip. Now the person that bleached their skin and tattooed their eyeballs is named Alkaline. And here is a close-up image of him. Now I'm assuming that he believes that he has improved his looks. Personally, I don't agree. I think it looks horrible. I mean, this black eye is not something that looks attractive, I don't think. This kind of reminds me of the very creepy close encounters that people have been reporting of black-eyed children in the paranormal community. But I'm pretty sure if you ask this guy, Alkaline, does he think he looks good? He's probably going to say he thinks he looks good. And then here we have a picture of Vybz Kartel, a man who bleached his skin. He is a reggae artist. And I think he looks okay. He looks okay. He's not ugly. He's not handsome. He looks okay. But if you ask me, I would say he should have just stayed brown skin. You know, his face looks a bit bigger. Maybe he put on some weight. But I don't think it's a look for him. And then his lips are not really matching with his light skin complexion. It's just not looking good. And then we have the pictures of Sammy Sosa. Now if you were to ask me personally, I would say that he looked better originally. Brown skin, brown and pink lips, brown eyes. He looked fine. But I'm pretty sure if you were to ask Sammy Sosa, hey, how do you feel? Do you think you look better? Pretty sure he's gonna say, yes, I look better, I feel great. So again, this is a type of subjective self-improvement. And then we have Nicki Minaj. She went from a copper color skin tone to what looks like a beige skin tone, very light skinned. So again, I do think that she feels she looks better and pretty sure she feels great. But this is not self-improvement to me. I think she looked better in her original state. Copper color skin tone, full lips, broad nose. So again, this is a type of subjective self-improvement. And then here we have Rihanna. She went from a very brown, copper color skin tone to very light skinned. Now, is she trying to be a white woman? I wouldn't say she's trying to be white. I'm not sure why people keep equating changing your skin tone to trying to be white, as if white people are the only people that have white skin. And we're going to get into color in a bit because they're not even white, but let's just use that term for now. There's a difference between trying to attain white beauty standards to actually trying to be a white woman. Here we have a picture of Beyonce. She went from a very copper color skin tone to a very light complexion. And here we have an image of Iman Mohammed, a Somalian fashion model. She went from brown skin to very, very light skin. Southern Italians were considered black in the South and were subjected to the Jim Crow laws of segregation. They weren't allowed to marry whites. Here this article says many whites today would have been classified as black in the 1940s. Alright, so in this section I want to discuss the message that a lot of black female celebrities are sending black men, which is only white men can tame me. Here BET reports how Eve shares how husband tamed her crazy ways. Another website states Eve gushes on marriage to Maximilian Cooper. He tamed me. Here Gossip.com reports that K. Michelle commits to the swirl. I'm not really into black men. Here we have a screenshot of the Facebook exit page with an African American female running out the door with a European. Here's a book called The Sweetest Taboo, where a black female says she kneels to him because she wants to. Here we have a popular interracial romance book called Making Babies with Mr. White. And then we have the book Her White Baby. I've heard many people say that black women will abort black babies, but refuse to abort biracial babies. Maybe there's something to it. Here's a YouTube video where a black female says, I like white guys, I like white guys. And then we have another that says, I love Caucasian guys. This one says she has an obsession with white guys. This female says, I love white guys even though they don't like me. This female says, white guys are tasty like a milkshake. Now I do find it odd that women seem to go natural when they're with a white man, but refuse to go natural when they're with a black man. So here in this video, she titles it, My Boyfriend Likes My Natural Hair. And in this video, she says boyfriend styles her hair. Now, I don't think I've ever seen a black man doing his black girlfriend's hair before. Here's another video where you have a black female that allows her white boyfriend to do her hair. Now here's a quote from the book Swirling, written by Crystalline Karazin. Do not, I repeat, absolutely do not inquire whether you are his first black date or volunteer that this is your first swirl. She goes on to say, you're not looking to have any deep conversations from the beginning. You're looking to build to that place. The relationship at that point cannot tolerate conflict. You don't have enough trust. You don't have enough of a bond with that person to deal with anything that might invoke conflict. It's really about staying away from any explosive topics that shows you've got issues. On page 161, she says, the one thing you need to do is educate yourself about his culture. Get the feeling he's hiding you from the people he's closest to? It may not necessarily mean it's because he's ashamed of you, so don't go giving him the it's either me or your family ultimatums too soon. If you're really interested in fostering a nurturing relationship with your ethnic man, do things to be accepted by his culture. Then on page 156 it says, I'm a firm believer of no game, says Kimberly, the stay-at-home mom from Maryland, whose husband, Jonathan, is of Polish and German background. I'm not saying put everything out there on the first date, but I have dated Asian men mostly and didn't have a lot of contact with white men in a dating sense. Even though I was completely open to it, I'd heard all these things that my sisters would say. Oh, white men only use black women for sex. They only go out with the light-skinned women. And my older sister, who is light-skinned herself, was saying, they'll want me, but they won't want you. And I was like, okay. Here's an excerpt from the book The Black Man's Guide to Understanding Black Women by Shahrazad Ali. It says, when black women get with a white man, she may manufacture a complete new set of vowels, which she uses to construct her new light and airy proper voice. She irresistibly becomes ever so amused by his jokes and pretends to like the things he does. She becomes an actress of sorts, and she relaxes a bit because the white man does not know the full story of her failure with the black man. Since the white man does not know the ins and outs of black intimacy, he is more tolerant of her and they both enjoy the novelty. She can wear as much makeup as she desires, and to the white man, this is normal. While a black woman is known to ignore a black man on a street corner, in an elevator, or on the subway, she seems always ready with an eager, appealing smile when a white man, especially one in a suit and tie, tries to make a light conversation with her. She appears to be flattered and falls into her crisp, bright personality. Her smile is sometimes so instant it looks like a flash of sparkling white snow, blushing and appreciative. If she decides to date him later on, she is seen to be overly affectionate in public, and on YouTube, she is willing to ignore many of the white man's shortcomings regarding wardrobe, language, hipness, music, car, or job. On page 56, she continues by saying, dating and marrying the white man is another flimsy excuse used to get out of the inevitable, submitting to the black man.
Many of us play positions where we have to be strong. So while this might, for us, come off as being strong, to men, and particularly many black men, it comes off as us having an attitude, which is extremely unfortunate because I've never been the type to be like, I only date white men, I only date black men, I only date light skin, I only date dark skin. I went through phases where I was like, I date this, I date that. But now that once I became older and expanded my mind, I realized that every person is unique. And you might have had 10 bad experiences with black women, but you meet me and I'm somebody completely different. You can't treat everybody as is. And I understand, every time you eat bananas, you throw up. You're probably not going to eat bananas anymore. But I beg of you to have an open mind. If you're, any of you guys watching this video are one of the people who refuse to date whatever, because particularly within the black community, the supply of black men is getting smaller and smaller and smaller. So if you are the type of person the type of black man who only wants to date, the type of black woman who only wants to date black men, this is something to be aware of, how black men are perceiving us. Many of us are perceived as having attitudes. So this is something that we as a whole could try to work on, could try to modify. We have this angry black woman stereotype. And obviously that doesn't apply to everyone. There's people who do fit the stereotype, but I think that the media definitely helps to perpetuate that. How we're showcased in the media is that we're showcased as being angry, we're showcased as being loud, we're showcased as being belligerent. So this just kind of adds to the negative stereotypes that are already out there. So I think the media plays a huge role, and then we have to be very mindful of not playing into these stereotypes. So in the process of trying not to confirm stereotypes, it causes stress for us. I don't advocate for being fake, but I also think that if you know that you defy the odds and defy the stereotype, we should be trying to set examples and showing people, okay, not every single black person is ignorant and loud and does this and does that. Life is about breaking stereotypes, breaking people's, shattering expectations. So, I think we as black women have to understand how we're being perceived. And obviously this isn't true, but this is like a constant narrative that we have attitudes, we're too much, we're too independent. So if you're a black woman out there who wants to date a black man, this is something you have to be mindful of and you have to be aware of.
Why do white women think they're better? Now, in general, I don't think that white women think they're innately better than the black woman or any other race of woman. I think that in American society, the mainstream media promotes the white woman more than other ethnicities. And because of this, it pretty much boosts the self-esteem of white women. In addition, because black women are wearing weaves, perming their hair, lightening their skin to fit into the American standard of beauty, which is molded from the white woman. So one can understand why white women would feel they're better. Now on the flip side, if white women were to wear afros, dreadlocks, and braids, I'm pretty sure that black women would feel somewhat better than white women because white women would be imitating them. Alright, so now let's go ahead and take a look at this slide. So here we have the People's Magazine crowning Jennifer Aniston as 2016's World's Most Beautiful Woman. Now remember, this is the same person that got a nose job, so Does she really think she's that beautiful, naturally? And here's a screenshot of the magazine cover. Now here's an interesting article. It says, why do young white women risk cancer to be tan? Now here in this forum it says, why do white girls want tan skin? Do they want to look like Asian Indian dolls, or which specific ethnicity do they have in mind? One user says historically, white women would avoid direct sunlight, wearing long sleeve clothing and carrying parasols around to shield themselves from the sun during the Victorian era. Tan skin was seen as low class. The paler you were, the better. People with tan skin were laborers in the field, while the lords and ladies chilled inside the manors at the salon. That changed when Coco Chanel accidentally got sunburned in the 1920s. Some of her fans started imitating her, and this was also around the time period of the caramel-skinned American singer Josephine Baker was in Paris. Tan skin is seen as healthier and a marker of a more robust constitution now. It shows that you are athletic and have the free time to engage in outdoor activities and travel. Pale skin is seen as sickly and less attractive. This is especially the case in the countries with strong winters, such as the UK. If you were tan, that would mean you have the disposable income to go sunning in Marbella. Ironically, in much of the non-Western world, the opposite is true. Darker skin is seen as unattractive and low class, just like it was in the Victorian era. Here in this article it says Swedish women are doing chocolate spray tans to darken their skin. Here's one image of someone that used the spray tan solution. Here's another image. And here we have the dark ash onyx color. Here we have a before and after shot. Here's a very interesting news article of a white mother who was accused of letting her daughter, 6, use a tanning bed. Here we have an interesting article titled, A Black Woman Asked, What's Up with White Women Wanting to Get Dark? At the end of the day, bleaching and wearing weaves was here before I was born and will be here when I'm dead and gone. And no matter how many YouTube videos black men make to try and shame or attempt to embarrass black women into changing their behavior, it simply won't work and is a waste of time. Now, as far as the Little Kim situation, I would just say in general, people simply want what they can't have. Unfortunately, Little Kim took things a bit too far. Now, some black women love a lighter complexion, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they're trying to be white. But in actuality, they're just trying to imitate the current standard of beauty. Now, the Asians traditionally love white complexion, not because of an American standard of beauty, but because they associate white skin to the upper class of society, whereas darker complexion is seen as associated with the lower class people that work in the sun. Now, switching gears, I like to say that based on my observation, it seems that the so-called African American refuses to comprehend that he's not black and they are not white. People are not colors, people are not crayons. Black and white is simply referring to one's status. This is why Asians can be labeled as black and a black can be labeled as white. Irish, Jews, Italians, etc. in the past were not considered white, but now they are. In Europe, people used to be called black because of their hair, not skin color. To this day, we still have people considered white in America, but not considered white in Europe. Now, back to the Little Kim situation. I do believe Little Kim was replaced. Now, I don't have hard evidence, so I won't press the issue, but that's just my gut feeling. Now, is it a coincidence that black celebrities like Nicki Minaj, Rihanna, who have entered the limelight, have all lightened their skin or done some type of plastic surgery? Now, besides social engineering and peer pressure from white society, there is strong evidence to conclude that a large group of black women have a low self-esteem, and movements like the Black Woman is God, Black is Beautiful, or We Was Kings simply is not enough to patch up the low self-esteem of some black women. It goes without saying, not all black women have a low self-esteem, but it seems that until white women en masse start to color their skin brown and wear afros, or until the mainstream media starts promoting the beauty of black women, will black women in general finally embrace their natural beauty. I would go as far as to say that I believe white women love black hair more than black women, and that's sad. There's a saying that the true worth of a race is measured by the character of its womanhood, and if the majority of black women are like this, then what exactly is the true worth of the so-called black race?
Zombie.TV on the Grafik Culture Network. Grafik Culture Network.
United States. Mama. This character, wearing large fake lips and black face paint, is a thief who cannot stop himself from stealing. In this scene, a comic plays a black man acting like an ape. And on this show, a Michael Jackson lookalike complains that his black son resembles a chimpanzee. Solution? Bleach his face and cut off his tail. It may be hard to believe, but in South America, this is primetime comedy. In fact, offensive sketches like these air in 14 Latin American countries and Japan. Programs like Peru's Risas y Salsa, Risas de America, and JB Noticias are hugely popular. They get big laughs and even bigger ratings. What may surprise you even more than the racism in these shows is who supported them with advertising. We found the programs included commercials from some of the best-known companies in America. Pepsi, Coca-Cola, Quaker Oats, Procter & Gamble, a who's who of American corporate giants. And some of the companies, including Nabisco here in New Jersey, not only advertised on these programs, they also used racist images in their own Latin American commercials. Just take a look at this. Oh, yeah. In this 1996 Nabisco commercial, black people are portrayed as cannibals. Their dinner? White tourists. For dessert, Nabisco's royal pudding.
Could have been produced by the Ku Klux Klan.
Harry Alford is president of the National Black Chamber of Commerce. We showed him the royal pudding ad and some of the racist comedy scenes. He didn't find them very funny.
It was mean-spirited racism. It wasn't subtle. It was in-your-face, kick-your-butt type racism. Stereotypical to the point of downright demeaning to a sizable portion of the human race.
Nabisco refused our request for an on-camera interview, but in a written statement, the company defended the ad, saying the commercial was tested in Peru and was not deemed by the viewers as inappropriate or offensive in any way. Of course, in the past, acts like these were widely popular in America. Many people thought it was funny when Al Jolson painted his face black and donned a wig in the 1930s.
I'll give you indigestion. You won't like me.
Nowadays, these skits are unacceptable in America. But the images from the past pale in comparison with what's happening today, south of the border. Take a look at this Goodyear tire ad that ran in Peru last year. A pitchman compares the thickness of the tire tread to the lips of his black colleague.
I think it's despicable, it's racist, it's unacceptable, and we need to deal with it. It is telling other people who may not know this is the way it is. And subtly, they start believing it. That's that.
And Goodyear now agrees. It stopped running the ad and has apologized to the NAACP. Perhaps the companies thought these racist shows would never be seen in the U.S., but some of them are. For example, Channel 66 here in New York City runs the program Risas y Salsa. And check out this sketch, which ran during the show one recent Saturday night. In this skit, a black woman plays an African prostitute. The gag? She's a cannibal. We showed the tape to Adriana Castaneda, a vice president at Channel 66.
That, for instance, I see an old man that was going to sleep with a lady, and they told her she came from Africa and she was cannibal, so he started running, and it's part of the joke. She was very pretty, but the joke is she's going to eat you.
So what would you say to a black person who might feel insulted or hurt by this?
We're very sorry. If that was the point, we're very sorry that someone could take it like that. We'll try to explain the person what the joke's about and why our culture does not feel that way. But if it's still insulting, well, we'll try to get those problems out of the air, of course.
One of the most frequent versions of this I hear is it's just funny. It's just comic, as though to be funny could not also be racist.
Patricia Williams is a law professor at Columbia University who specializes in race relations. She says wrapping a racist message in humor makes it all the more dangerous.
How could you possibly be killing a part of somebody's humanity when it tickles your funny bone? It doesn't feel harmful. That's precisely what's insidious.
How would you like to see Uncle Billy dance?
In the 1930s, many people saw no harm in a movie where a little white girl had a black man at her beck and call. But that was more than half a century ago. Now the times have changed. Or have they?
It brought some flashbacks to Bill Bojangles Robinson dancing to the demands of little Shirley Temple. Yeah, those are bad times. Those are real bad times. And to think that it still exists today somewhere in this world tells me that the struggle continues.
None of the advertisers would speak with us on camera, but in a letter, Goodyear said that a Peruvian ad agency made that spot and that it was pulled off the air after it was seen by a corporate official. Pepsi, Quaker Oats, Coca-Cola, Procter & Gamble, and Nabisco all said that the decision to place those ads were made by the local officials without the knowledge of their corporate offices. They said that they will no longer advertise on programs with racist content, and McDonald's declined to comment.
This is zombie.TV, zombie.TV, zombie.TV.
They went and did it, so mash out and get a glass. Them finally got his own drink, call it Thug Pass. Introducing a special brew made for a chosen few. I'm thugged out while Snoop Dogg sipping blue.
I'm headed to the nearest liquor store. What's up? To get myself some blueberry. You act like you don't know. The new drink provided by Tayja. Blueberry is my flavor, and I know you all know why. I'm telling all my people to convert from sin and juice, cause this new taste is guaranteed to get you home. So dip down or skip down, however you get it. Blueberry is my flavor. Let me know if you're with it.
I want to do something really quick. I want to do a hip-hop fast and ritual, all right? Before we proceed any further, something we must do to ensure that we have a safe trip. This will be done so that we don't get caught up into thinking that the matrix of hip-hop is real or locked into a negative frequency that's hard to escape. We must take a hip-hop fast and do necessary rituals for protection. Fasts are taken for many reasons, some spiritual and some for health purposes. In this case, our hip-hop fast will represent a little bit of both. The food we eat can bog us down, especially if these foods are heavy. It requires a tremendous amount of energy to process this food. This energy is drawn from all parts of the body, including the brain, to get the job done, leaving the body weak and drained and ready to shut down. In other words, niggeritis. All right? That's why most people need a nap after a good meal. It gets worse when the type of food we eat is added to the equation. You know what they say, you are what you eat. Foods that carry a dead vibration or dairy which carries a low animalistic vibration forces us to think on those levels. The same rule applies to terms of hip-hop food, except this is food for thought that we're talking about. If all we eat from hip-hop magazines, radio, and video is hoes, money, clothes, and other negative vibration, then that's all we'll be able to act upon and live out. The food is to provide nourishment. If food is to provide nourishment, then food for thought is to provide knowledge. Fasts are needed to cleanse the mind and body to assist us in raising these vibrations. In other words, what I'm trying to say is, if you're going to grasp what this information, take a hip-hop fast. You know what I'm saying? Don't turn on the radio. I know it's hard to do. Don't turn on Hot 97. Don't pick up any hip-hop magazines for 30 days. I want you to do a 30-day fast with me. So watch the tape, and if you don't get what I'm talking about, take the hip-hop fast and then watch it again. Because once you step out of something, it's easy to look in and in retrospect, see what's really going on. You know what I'm saying? So that's the easy part. You know what I'm saying? We're going to deal with the word, we're going to deal with the ritual. All right? The word ritual makes a lot of people nervous or spooked out. Most associated with being evil, satanic, paganistic, of the occult, or some magic mumbo jumbo that doesn't work anyway. If the current box you're operating within won't allow you to get past these myths and misconceptions, then you got to do what you feel, you know what I'm saying, in terms of a ritual to be comfortable. However, you better understand this. The very people that run the hip-hop matrix that have us on this physical and mental and spiritual lockdown do believe in rituals. Not only do they believe, but they perform them every chance they get. Pay attention to when they drop certain movies, albums, or major events. It usually revolves around moon cycles, the winter and summer solstices, spring and fall equinoxes, or special star alignments that enable them to tap into the energy source to use as they please. I don't have to tell you on how and what the fuck they're using the energy for. You know what I'm saying? Pay attention to when they drop these movies, albums, and stuff like that. They lining that shit up from a cosmic standpoint of view. We too busy in the hood thinking it ain't real. It's real. You seen in Fade to Black, when Jay-Z went up in my boy crib, Rick Rubin, who he called an architect, by the way, we're gonna get into that shit. He had the book of what? Black and white magic right up on his altar. He had them beads in his hand and shit. Looked like he was chanting some shit. What the fuck was that shit? He got the big ass beard and shit. They practicing something. Whether you choose to do so or not, that's on you. I'm just trying to show you what they do. All right, so what I want to do real quick is, nothing spooky, and see, you dealing with rituals whether you understand it or not. When you pour out a little liquor for your dead homie, that's pouring out a libation. It's the same shit. You know what I'm saying? It's just that you're not calling on that energy or trying to really line yourself up with that energy, or them people who pass away, because energy can never be destroyed. That shit just takes on a whole different form. So if I can tap into an energy source that's not of this physical plane and line up with that shit, that's more energy for me. You know what I mean? So every time you get out there and you pour a little liquor for your dead homie and shit, that's what you're doing. You're doing alchemy when you puff blunts. Those are the 4 elements: earth, air, fire, water, right there. Shit, the weed is from the earth. You know what I'm saying? The water, when you lick and tie that shit, that's the water. You know what I'm saying? The fire, when you spark that shit up, when that shit hits your lungs, that's air. That's earth, air, fire, water. Every time you take a blunt to the head, and when you interface that shit with the melanin you got, oh, you know what I'm saying? That's why oxygen is tapping in. So if that's what you got to do, like for instance, we lit some incense, you know what I'm saying, which is alchemy as well, transferring one thing from one stage to another. I meant to throw that up in my hip-hop glossary, the word alchemy. We're talking about transferring something from one state to another. And you know, in these little alchemy books, they say, you know, for base metals into gold. We're talking about transforming man into God, basically. And I'm gonna show you how through hip-hop we do this. So I'm gonna pour out a little liquor for some dead homies. These are gonna be all hip-hop
back
homies.
on money with all day long. At the same time, Misa and Faith was at the studio, our studio, and they hit him up. Track was playing. Was it when they hit him up? Hit him up. I don't think it was Misa, because Misa is too down, and you know, I think I made her feel a lot better than Pac made Faith feel. So I think it was Faith that went and told him that Pac was doing that track, and he was putting some lyrics to it. So before we can finish that track, they beat us to it and put out Get Money. But that was already pretty much what we was talking about on the track before the lyrics was even laid. So when Faith whispered in their ear, they came out with Get Money before us. When Pac heard it on the radio, he eventually called me. He was going crazy. He was like, man, turn the radio on, you hear this? Like, oh man, they just took that. He was like, I know Puffy baby mama, her punk ass told Puffy them and Biggie them and they I said, nah. She gangster about that and she smart. When we put the track back up, Pac was so pissed off in his feelings about them jumping the gun and getting the song. Naturally, he turned it around and changed everything up and called Hit 'em Up. And everything he said was like a knife sticking in somebody's wound, twisting it. Because the first thing he said, you know, Pac said some shit to make a grown man cry. Talking about your wife, rap gang, it's MOB. You know, that's some powerful he's saying. And he was willing to back it up. And the video is edgy from the Scarface, because, you know, it was one of those ones. And it was good enough that when you played in the club, everybody wanted to party to it. Still today, that's still one of my favorite songs to, you know, get some of that Grey Goose and party to it. That was the song. That was that. I just think it's one of those songs that it's gonna be around forever.
I ain't got no motherfucker. That's why I fucked your bitch, you fat motherfucker. West Side, bad boy killers. You know who the realest is, niggas. We bring it to you. First off, fuck your bitch in the clique you claim. West Side, when we ride, come equipped with game. You claim to be a player, but I fucked your wife. We bust on bad boys, niggas fuck for life. Plus, Puffy tryna see me weak, hearts I rip. Biggie Smalls and Junior Mafia, some mark ass bitches. We keep on coming while we running for your juice. Steady gunning, keep on busting at them fools. You know the rules. Lil Caesar, go ask your homie how I leave you. Cut your young ass up, leave you in pieces. Now be deceased. Lil Kim, don't fuck around with real G's. Quick to snatch your ugly ass off the streets. So fuck peace. I let them niggas know it's on for life. Don't let the West Side ride the night. Bad boy murdered on wax and kill. Fuck with me and get your caps peeled. You know, see, grab your blocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me but your pumps didn't finish? Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, I hit him up. Check this out, you motherfuckers know what time it is. I don't even know why I'm on this track. Y'all niggas ain't even on my level. I'ma let my little homies ride on you bitch made ass bad boy bitches. Feel.
Get out the way, yo, get out the way, yo. Biggie Smalls just got dropped. Little move past the Mac and let me hit him in his back. Frank White need to get spanked right for setting traps. Little accident murderers, and I ain't never heard of ya. Poisonous cats attack when I'm serving ya. Spank the shank, your whole style when I gank. Guard your rank, cause I'ma slam your ass in the paint. Puffy weaker than the fucking block I'm running through, nigga. And I'm smoking Junior Mafia in front of you, nigga. With the ready power, tucking my gas under my Eddie Bauer. Your clout petty sour, I'll put packages every hour. Hit 'em up.
Grab your Glocks when you see Tupac. Call the cops when you see Tupac. Who shot me but your punks didn't finish? Now you're about to feel the wrath of a menace. Nigga, we hit 'em up. People how we do it, keep it real. It's penitentiary steel. This ain't no freestyle battle. All you niggas getting killed with your mouths open. Trying to come up off of me, you in the clouds open. Smoking dope, it's like a Sherman. Niggas think they learn to fly, but they burn, motherfucker, you deserve to die. Talking about you getting money, but it's funny to me. All you niggas living bummy while you fucking with me. I'm a self-made millionaire. Thug living out of prison, pistols in the air. Biggie, remember when I used to let you sleep on the couch and beg a bitch to let you sleep in the house? Now it's all about Versace. You copy my style. 5 shots couldn't drop me. I took it and smiled. Now I'm about to set the record straight. With my AK, I'm still the thug that you love to hate. Motherfucker, I hear
I'm from NEW Jersey, with plenty murders occurs. No points of comment, we bring the drama to all you heard. Knuckle check the scenario. Little C's, I bring you fake G's to your knees. Copping please in these scenario. Little Kim, is you coked up or doped up? Little Junior Whopper click smoked up. What the fuck is you stupid? I take money, crashing and mashing through Brooklyn. With my click looting, shooting and polluting your block. With 15 shot, cock lock to your knot. Outlaw mafia click, moving up another notch. In your box top spots, get mopped and dropped. All your fake ass East Coast props brainstormed and locked.
Use a beat writer, a pop style taker. I tell you to your face, you ain't shit but a faker. So for the Alizé with a chaser, about to get murdered for the paper. Edie, I mean approach the scene of the caper like a loke with low Caesar and a choke. Toting smoke, we ain't no motherfucking joke. Dog life niggas better be known. We approaching in a wide open gun smoking. No need for hoping it's a battle lost. I got him crossed as soon as the funk is popping off. Nigga, I hit him up.
Now you tell me who won. I see them, they run. They don't wanna see us. Whole Junior Mafia clique, dressing up trying to be us. How the fuck they gonna be the mob when we always on our job? We millionaires. Killing ain't fair, but somebody gotta do it. Oh yeah, Mob Deep. You wanna fuck with us? You little young ass motherfuckers. Don't one of you niggas got sickle cell or something. You fucking with me, nigga. You fuck around, have a seizure or a heart attack. You better back the fuck up before you get smacked the fuck up. It's how we do it on our side. Any of you niggas from New York that wanna bring it, bring it. But we ain't singing, we bringing drama. Fuck you and your motherfucking mama. We gon' kill all you motherfuckers. Now when I came out, I told you it was just about Biggie. Then everybody had to open their mouth with a motherfucker opinion. Well, this how we gonna do this. Fuck Mob Deep. Biggie, fuck Bad Boy as a staff, record label, and as a motherfucking crew. And if you wanna be down with Bad Boy, then fuck you too. Chino XL, fuck you too. All you motherfuckers, fuck you too. All of y'all motherfuckers, fuck you, die slow, motherfucker. My fofo make sure all y'all kids don't grow. You motherfuckers California, nigga, we warn you, we'll bomb on you motherfuckers. We do our job. You think you mob, nigga, we the motherfucking mob. Ain't nothing but killers and real niggas, all you motherfuckers fillers. Our shits go triple and four quadruple. You niggas laugh cause our staff got guns in they motherfuckers belt. You know how it is when we drop records, they felt. You niggas can't feel it, we the realest. Fuck them, we bad boy killers.
You are now watching Zombie TV
To your house.
on the Grafik
I'm
Culture
gonna let him
Network.
in, and I'm gonna sign right there. I'm gonna bring him in there, me and my mother.
Exactly, sign her up
my
too.
son.
Yeah, get the whole fam in there.
The
when
whole
you can.
fam Illuminati.
Yeah, maybe like a family discount joining.
Yeah, like how can we get a family plan?
A family plan, exactly. Yeah,
You know what I'm
exactly.
saying?
I don't mind
Okay.
if I just go off peak hours. I just want to be in. I actually keep a spare photograph just in case they need a passport photograph for my membership card. You know what I mean? I always walk with one in case the Illuminati come knocking late.
Yeah, I asked everybody. I'm like,
yeah,
when they coming for me? What do I need? Another record?
Exactly, because I mean, it's obvious Puff's in the Illuminati.
Man, I mean, Illumination. I can't wait.
Illumination, yes. Keep the lights on, fam. That's what it stands for. Let's keep the.
Nah, I want to use it all. B. Diddy and Prince Buchanan need to come out and see me. They ain't said nothing to me since my child been dead. Even when my child was dead, they didn't say nothing to me.
So what do you want them to say to you?
They need to come and see me. That's what they need to do. They should come and see me. P. Diddy and Prince.
And why do you feel so strongly that they need to come forward and talk with you?
Because I'm Lionel's mother. I need answers. That's why.
You feel disrespected?
All the way. Yes, they disrespect me. All the way.
Not even at the funeral?
At the funeral, only thing French said to me, I asked French, why did y'all do that to my child? He said, because he wouldn't listen. And I told French, you're not his father, but I am his mother.
Out here shooting guns, killing each other. For what? For what? Over territory that ain't even theirs? Over projects that ain't even theirs? Come on.
No, we don't even really know. You know what happened.
It don't make no sense.
We know what happened. It's all connected. With Stack Bundles and Lionel's is connected. I'm telling y'all.
It's gonna come out. The truth gonna come out.
Connected.
Do you believe there'll be a resolution? Because it seems like the cops really are working hard on this.
I hope so. I really do.
Well, what can they do if nobody's talking? You know, it's like the hip-hop code of silence.
Yeah, that's how the streets are. You know, that's the code of the streets. Nobody be want to be labeled as a snitch. You know, that'll make it bad on them. Somebody might kill them.
But do you think at some point somebody might be like, you know, the conscience is bothering them, or you got a mother grieving, you got a wife grieving?
God's gonna make that happen anyway. I found myself just like so preoccupied on just everything else that was going on. I kind of lost my focus with God. And then I just came out the darkness one day, and I just started to become more aware. You know, it's not solved. I still get preoccupied with things. You know, I'm a work in progress right now, so my mind all day is on God and knowing that everything else is going to work itself out like in His will.
Good evening to you. At 6 o'clock, I'm Liz Cho. Bill is off tonight, and police tonight are searching for the gunman who killed Pickens and critically wounded his passenger. They were shot in the rapper's Porsche in the Briarwood section of Queens early Sunday morning. The question tonight, who shot them and why? Eyewitness News reporter Kimberly Richardson is in Queens with the exclusive interview. Kim.
Well, Liz, Janelle Pickens is overwhelmed with the outpouring of support she's received in the last 24 hours ever since her husband Lionel was murdered right here. She tells me at some point she would like to hold a public memorial service, but right now her priority is her family and helping police catch whoever killed the hip-hop artist.
You destroyed a family. You took a father away from his kids that would never understand why. He didn't die of a sudden death. He was murdered.
Stinging words from Janelle Pickens to whoever gunned down her husband Lionel. The hip-hop artist, part of French Montana's Coke Boys, had just performed in Brooklyn Sunday morning. In his final text to a friend as he left the club, Lionel told Manny Mills, "Love you, big bro." Manny replied, "Love you too, bro. Thanks for everything." A memorial now stands where Lionel was murdered.
We just thank everybody for the support. It makes it a little easier for me to see how much love he actually is getting and how much people he has actually touched.
Janelle tells me Lionel left Brooklyn with a buddy, stopped at a lounge in Queens, but it was closing. The 31-year-old was about to drop his friend at the train when they were ambushed. His buddy was critically injured.
He didn't want to drive alone.
You said he was worried about that.
Yeah, that was always his biggest concern, was just being alone. Knowing that he was at the level of his career that he was on, you know, that's always your biggest fear, is that somebody out there is just has different intentions.
Now Janelle is struggling to explain to the couple's 3 young children what happened. Their 4-year-old son is devastated.
They don't quite understand, but it will hit them soon.
Though Lionel had a checkered past, Janelle tells me he had turned things around and was about to release his album.
It was going to take him to a different platform. And that's what he was aiming for, just to finally make his mark.
Couple fans got a couple bitches, got the whole block sewn up. Ask them who it is, they gon' say a couple niggas got it.
Next special guest in the building, Chinx. What up, sir?
What up, fool?
What's going on, homie?
Chilling, man.
Everything good?
Everything great on my side. Staying away from this bullshit going on out here in the street.
Yeah, man. It's nasty out there.
It's super nasty.
It's nasty. But, hey, Queens is in the building.
For sure.
You got a mixtape out right now.
Cocaine Ride 4.
Okay. How many tracks on there?
It's about 14 joints on there, right? 12 joints.
Now, who are you signed to? Are you signed to a label?
Nah, I'm signed to myself.
Or do you want to sign to a major, or you want to stay independent?
Of course.
So what's the problem? What are we waiting on?
Ain't no problem. It just got to be right.
And nothing has been right yet.
I ain't gonna say it hasn't been right. I just know it could get better. I didn't even, you know what I'm saying?
Cause y'all ain't gonna lie, you making me a little mad, man.
Why?
Fuck About Your Feelings was a good record.
Right. Now we got
it would have been
niggas
hold
out
on.
here.
It would have been I think it would have been a smash.
Right.
If it was with a major.
They was playing with the money.
All right. Couple niggas. It's another record that's a smash.
Right.
You can't keep throwing these smashes out.
Nah, I got them shits for days, but we ain't gonna do that with couple niggas. Couple niggas is already in the works. I was just talking about that. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So y'all gonna see that on a different. Y'all gonna see Chinx on a different scale within these next couple weeks. You know what I'm saying? Because business is business at the end of the day.
I feel you.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
feel you, but I also feel like like a lot of these records would go a lot further.
And besides, and I'm gonna tell you what it really was. Besides, with the filling situation, that was through I partnered up with some other guys, and that had ties with the record as well.
Right.
And they wasn't doing good business. So I said, "Fuck you niggas, I'm gonna drop a doper record, and then for the streets on top of that.
Right.
And we're gonna do it my way."
Now mixtape is out right now. Where can they pick up the mixtape?
You can pick that shit up. Actually, tomorrow you'll be able to get it off of iTunes, right? So, but right now you go get it off of Live Mixtapes, Dat Piff. So if you my real day one hardcore fan, you gonna go check me out tomorrow. Go spend that money.
Now, what's the plan for Chinx this year? What's the perfect plan for you?
Shit, I would say the perfect plan for me is, number one, keep doing what I've been doing because the shit is working. You know what I'm saying? And number two, like you said, don't let the last situation that happened with the last record be this one.
Right.
We're not worried about that. We cleaned our whole act up. Everything is on point, and we just ready to keep cashing in, Envy, man.
Do you feel like you're I should say underrated with what you do?
Never.
To the people, to all the magazines, the blogs, because sometimes it feels like when people have these talks of all these new artists that's coming out,
right?
I don't hear your name enough,
right?
And then
but you know why?
Why?
Because when you align yourself, right? I'm just a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? When I got with French, you know what I'm saying? I play team ball. You know what I'm saying? And that's never been my problem. I know how to play the position that I need to play to get to where I'm going.
Right.
Now you see me stepping out of my shell, and you see me getting more notoriety that I wasn't getting last year. So when they talking about what he's not. I don't never feel like I'm underrated. First of all, everything I got, I work for. I wasn't given to me. You know what I'm saying? And you just got to keep working harder. But when you ask the streets, not the politics behind it. When you ask the streets, who's the hottest nigga, bar for bar, look for look, bitch for bitch? That's me, bro. Who got that out of these new niggas? That's
I ain't
me.
gonna lie. You fuck with a lot of bitches, man. I went to the club one night. I don't know what dirty rat hole club I was in Queens. It was a strip club. And I was the man in the club.
Man.
Everybody running, giving me bottles, and this little light-skinned nigga come in. And I was standing by myself in the corner.
Took everything.
This motherfucker. I can't go in the club with this nigga no more, man.
I mean, this is why athletes want to be rappers, because for some reason, that shit just, you can't beat that fame.
Right.
That's a different type of fame. And you've been around it for years. You know what I'm talking about.
And I'm done. I'm good. Now, we're talking about the plan for this year. And, you know, I look forward to seeing you do it. Because it really bothered me when I didn't see you on the XXL cover.
It bothered me for a little while, too. Then I realized, man, fuck that shit, man. At the end of the day, you don't get that cover when you want it, man. You get it when you don't need it no more. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like in a sense.
Yeah, true.
Everybody that I know that really grinded, that I saw grinding, whether I was with the situation, a part of it, watched it, they never got it when they were supposed to.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get what you're saying, but sometimes it feels like,
as far as the niggas that do the music that I make,
right?
You understand what I'm trying to say?
Right.
That speak for the streets. I can't speak for the Kendricks and the other dudes that do other type of music.
Right.
It seemed like they get it when they need it. I you know, they probably tell you a different story, but everybody from French, me, him, Vado, like if you go on that list, like nobody really get that shit when they hot at their peak.
So why do you think you didn't get it? Why did you think you wasn't on the cover?
Because I'm not industry like these niggas. Envy and the nigga might mistake me not being, you know what I'm saying? I ain't conformed to this shit yet.
Don't this nigga sound like me? Don't he sound like me with my shit? I say the same shit.
I didn't conform to this shit like you wouldn't even know because I'm just so, you know, I'm always chipper and it look like I just got a hang of this shit now, but I'm really not that, you know what I'm saying? It took me a while to be able to sit in front of you and did it. This shit was the corniest shit ever.
Yeah,
I just wanted to make music.
But
the rest of this shit is the business. You know what I'm saying? When I figured that out, it was easier for me to. So that shit ain't really bother me. I just felt like, you know what? Next year they gonna come knocking.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And,
I feel the same.
And I'm gonna need it next year because I'm a new artist, and that's gonna help me.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's a national publication. I need that look, so we gonna take it. But you know, we not crying about what we don't have. We passed that part of the game.
Do you feel that's something big that I call it? You're not social. You know what I mean? That you're not a social person. And I see a lot with Queens artists. You know, if you look at Nas, you see it with Nas. If you look at a lot of the Queens artists, you definitely see it. Do you feel like you're not a social person?
Very much so.
Because I had that problem.
Very much so. I can't even sit here and lie to you and act like I'm a social nigga.
But to a point where
I just learned how to do it.
I didn't even have your number in my phone. I seen your man in the club one night, and I'm like, yo. Come in, he's like, me? Or you talking to the bitch? I'm like, you nigga. I'm like, yo, call Chinx for me.
And
like,
you know
but that's what it is, because I just, like, I don't want to be in,
right.
Like, you know, I got, shout to Puff and shout to everybody that was in Puff video, because they shot the Puff video in Harlem.
Right.
And they called me, and they was like, yo, come out to the video. I just didn't want to be a part of it, because that's not my crew. It's not my fam. And it's
Thank you.
I mean, I love Puff. I respect Puff.
Right.
If Puff need me for anything, but I just didn't want to be a part of that hanging out the window shit, because that's fake.
Exactly.
It's fake.
And on my side, it's, you know, it's entertainment. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So you got to get the people what they want. You got to be social. You got to rub the motherfucking rub elbows. You know, kiss the baby, shake the hands.
So you doing that
I
now?
understand. I'm doing that. I've been doing that real good too. You know what I'm
He said,
saying?
I've been doing it real good.
For real. You know, I've been doing it real well, and it shows. It actually shows. It shows through the music. It shows. You know what I'm saying? I'm booked everywhere. I'm doing what I got to do, man. I'm stepping up as an artist,
Right.
and that's dope.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, well, Chinx is here. You want to holler 877-60-HIP-HOP.
Boy.
Let's get a couple niggas back on.
Yep.
Now you hold on. Now you are a rapper.
Right.
So we're gonna ask you for some bars when we come back.
All right, cool.
That's what I like. All right, cool. That's what I. Chinx is in the building. You want to holler 877-60-HIP-HOP. Now, Chinx is here. He is a rapper.
I'm gonna get the balls.
And rappers spit. So let's play some music. Let's hear some bars.
Nah, don't play no music.
Oh, he went acapella. That's what I'm like. Stop the music, damn it. Quiet in this bitch.
Out, man.
Let's go, Chinx.
Hey, listen, man. Oh, man, envy shit. Fuck it. It's like this, man. Is the bitch pussy wide, is it narrow? Can I slam it like the judge with the gavel? Did they do the nigga like Harold? And if he your man, would you tattle? Do your 9 mil come with the extension? Will a judge grant another month extension? Do your dope house got a lot of traffic? Is the line around the corner, is it clicking? Is your stash big enough to hold a 30? When you sip drink, do you like to sip it dirty? Was your rims passed down to you, did you earn them? When you went pickle in the bitch, was it burning? Got a lot of questions and you got a lot of answers? Did you cop the car with the yacht or the mansion? Nigga, I just want to know. When the shotty hit him, did the pellet spread on him like cancer? Yeah.
All right. All right.
I mean,
that's what I'm talking about.
Queens, nigga, Far Rock America, stand up.
Chinx is in the building. I appreciate you joining us. Tell them where to get this mixtape again. It's on iTunes tomorrow.
Hey, yo, the mixtape Cocaine Riot 4, the hottest shit on the streets. Put that shit in your veins, snort it up your nose, do whatever you want to do. Right now, it's on Dat Piff, live mixtapes. Tomorrow, be on iTunes. Your #1 Coke boy, Chinx. Fuck with a youngin'.
Now, we look forward to hearing you signing to a major and doing what you got to do.
Yeah.
And I'm going to start calling you every other day until you do it now. Because I don't need another... fuck about your feelings. I need this one to go.
Nah, this one is going.
This one got to go. Ain't got no choice.
Nah, this one going because you're going to help it go.
Nah, that's nothing. That's easy.
Right.
That's
You told me too. Last time I came up this motherfucker, you said, yo, I got you. Whatever you need, as long as it's A1, I'm fucking with it.
Absolutely.
So that say no more. We got it from here. The business, we taking care. You see that nigga back there with the glasses?
Yeah.
We straight.
That's why you got the glasses on.
Shout out to Biggs.
That's what it is.
And yo, and tomorrow, you know what I'm saying, June 11th, you know, that's the Stack, my brother R.I.P. Stack Bundle, that's his memorial. Tomorrow we do the candle lighting and all that shit tomorrow. So, you know what I'm saying, anybody, you know, come down to Far Rockaway Redfern Projects. If you love Stack Bundles, pull up over there like you can.
Bring it back.
All right, that's what it is.
Let's go. Now everybody on some New York shit. Get on the New York shit. What in these niggas ever did for New York shit? You hear the yada yada about rapping who's hotter with nada. None of these young niggas fucking with me. See if Big was alive, this what he'd sound like. You say I'm getting ahead of myself. Well, all these other dickheads do it, and y'all co-signing it by the shit and listening to it. Only two movements moving, the unit and the dips. And both parties respect my shit. What up, shit? Say it again, tell the DJs to play it again. It's that sirs. I would run up the Hot 97 every night, spitting for niggas. Flex heard me, he introduced me to a nigga named Chris from Epic. Chris introduced me to Keeson. Keeson introduced me to some niggas in Chi-Town. 1st and 15th, F&F, what up? Lou, what up? Mick, what up? And shit, from Chi-Town, I was out there with Kanye West, working with niggas, grinding and shit like that. Came back home to New York and just got it popping. Met Clue and them niggas, did a little deal with them niggas and just tore the streets up.
Yeah.
And that niggas, you know, recognize and recollect.
Yeah.
The Riot Squad been, you know, we been niggas just fucking around with each other. We grew up together and shit like that. And then when I got it popping a little bit, we all got together and we just formed a squad.
Yeah.
We from 4 or 5 different hoods and shit like that, Far Rock. Bino, talk to him. Yeah, that's Bino.
No doubt. Let me rewind. You know what I'm saying? It's my man Bino right here. You know what I'm saying? So right fast, give me your history, and then on top of that, like as far as the Riot Squad, and then how you and him first start fucking around. You know what I'm saying?
I knew this nigga since 7th grade, son.
Yeah.
This motherfucker act stupid in 180, son. Mr. Spotter, nigga, used to chase us.
I was in the special ed class, so I used to smack the shit out y'all niggas. Y'all remember?
Niggas don't.
Only light-skinned nigga run around special ed smacking niggas and shit. Y'all remember?
Know what I mean? Me and him been tight for a minute. Know what I mean? Chinx, this nigga from our hood. Know what I mean?
No doubt.
I knew
no
this
doubt.
nigga for a ding. We flip it on me.
You in the position that you are right now, is it everything you thought it was cracked up to be?
I mean,
or like have you found out some shit that you was like, damn, I know it was like that, or what?
I mean, work-wise is what I expected it to be.
Yeah.
The business aspect of it is harder than what you'd expect.
Yeah.
And there's a lot more politics. You got to humble yourself a lot more than you'd expect to or want to, but that's just what it is.
Yeah.
And you got to take the bitter with the sweet.
Yeah. No doubt. And one other thing, you know, like we in the streets right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? That's where we come from, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, I see a lot of times, dog, the most talented niggas, you know what I'm saying, either make a wrong decision when it's time for them to get on, you know what I'm saying? That shit laying them back in jail, or like, just niggas just can't leave the streets alone when they're in an excellent position to, like, create a crazy future for themselves and their family. Like, you know, how do you view that shit, you know what I'm saying?
Like, my thing is, like, all of us is from the streets. Everybody from the streets. So, like, everybody got a man around them that's willing to go to that next level.
Yeah.
And you gotta understand, you gotta allow your man to do that because you the breadwinner.
Yeah.
Like right now, like everybody on my team, everybody got their team. Everybody got wolves and shit around them and shit like that. So at the same time, you can't let nigga bring no wrong element around you.
Yeah.
You gotta let the niggas handle the wrong elements that's around you.
Yeah.
And that's just how it go.
No doubt.
Like my music got depth.
Yeah.
I feel like a lot of niggas is lacking that.
Yeah.
I feel like my music got depth and substance.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm one of the only I'm one of the only young niggas that's coming with his own identity.
Yeah.
And our music got its own sound.
Yeah.
Like when you hear that what up?
Yeah.
Like you already know what that is.
Yeah.
And you already know what to expect from it.
Yeah.
Like Drugz. You hear the nigga, you don't know where the fuck he from. Like how he sound like
Hook
that.
right here, son. You hear me?
Yo, if he from New York or Far Rockaway or Edgemere, how the fuck he sound like that?
I saw these fools try to get around, trying to let me down and all that. But I got an easier way to let them drown. With these guns of nav around, I shall shoot them like Al Capone. Take them to the zones of bone.
Real street.
Like that.
They respect other street because they know nobody want to be into no violence for no reason. Because it's only one. It's a couple ways it's gonna end. Somebody gonna die. Somebody gonna go to jail. Somebody gonna get hurt. And then you. I don't know if you hurt somebody before, but that feeling of having to be low key, damn, cops gonna come get me. But that should fuck up your whole vibe if you up from getting money for a short period of time. But you don't want to do that. So real street niggas have respect.
All right, this allows one to unleash the power of visualization, which is imperative because our ancestors taught that all is mental. Yet we live in a world of dualities. So for all of the positive energy and attributes that music have to offer, there are those who know the science of music well and can use its power for the exact opposite. All right, so we use music for healing. There are motherfuckers who can put shit in music, laced, and this and that to fuck us up. You know what I'm saying? So we got to keep that in mind too. There are certain sounds that carry low or negative vibrations that can trigger the dark side of our emotions, like anger, hate, sorrow, and pain. You know what I'm saying? There are also music that are geared toward our conscious and subconscious mind, each having a different effect on our psyche. All right, with the technology of today, like ELF, which stands for extremely low frequencies, the music can easily be tampered with. Harmful messages can be placed into the music that is so low that the naked ear cannot detect, but sound as loud as a boombox to the subconscious mind. Understand that. To the naked ear, you can't hear that shit, but to the subconscious mind, that shit is like speaking to you, like I'm speaking to you now. You know what I'm saying? And you understand the power of certain music. I'm talking about back in the day in the jam shit, when they threw on certain shit, I wanted to get thugged out on these niggas. You know what I'm saying? And certain joints where you just sat back, you know what I'm saying, and you was in your B-boy stance. This shit right here is a science. This is a B-boy. This is some sacred geometry shit. You know what I'm saying? So when they say B-boy, they didn't always mean the niggas was spinning on their head and shit. Nigga, this was B-boy, nigga. Had his hat tilted a certain way, and that's a language I can speak to another brother across the jam in a certain way, like, nigga, you know what I'm saying? This is how we do it, nigga. That's just the way it was. So certain music, you know what I'm saying, this makes you feel a certain way. Certain shit make you want to go out and party, and then certain niggas want to shut the jam down by busting a few shots in the air.
Zombie TV, Zombie TV, Zombie TV, Zombie TV.
Hit ye, y'all come kick it. Get a taste, get a taste. Hit ye, y'all come kick it. Get a taste, get a taste.
The hood done took me under, no wonder I'm still chillin' in the city with no pity. Steps out on my front porch to check my spot. Bills to the store to get that crooked eye shot. I got to have it in my body. Bring about 2 or 3 cases to the party. Cheer, don't give me that old school chicken bottle. Don't try to fool, son. I want the cool one. The black can is the one that I'm looking for. Make a stop at your neighborhood liquor store. I save a corner just to pour it down. Know it tastes good to my homies, and my G's get thick and we chill like the outsiders. On my front lawn, profiling low riders. I hit the mean earbuds and they get loose. Reach in my pocket, get out my deuce, Saint I.
I'm saying every time I turn on the TV, a nigga trying to sell me a candy bar or something, Snickers or something. And rappers are doing that shit now. You know what I'm saying? All rappers do is sell me shit now. You ever notice that? You turn on the radio, that's all the fuck they do is selling me shit. From this to that, that's all they doing. Now I can't even trust what the fuck they telling me because they selling me some shit. Yo, look at this, I'm gonna watch my shoes. I'm like, damn, you know what I'm saying? What happened to real hip hop when, you know what I'm saying, brothers just drop their messages? You know what I'm saying? And we can tie all that shit back into the architect, Rick Rubin, anyway. with the Run DMC shit. I know Russell was involved with that shit too. You know what I'm saying? With the Run DMC selling the sneakers and shit like that, moved us from one dimension to a next.
You are now watching Zombie TV.
6 million ways to die.
Grafik Culture Network.
Believed in the beginning that Donald Trump was just a distraction to really get Hillary Clinton elected. That's what I believe. And then I think it was like, damn, this dumb shit working? Fuck it, let's go. Because think about Donald Trump, he's a businessman. As a matter of fact, from what I've seen, he's failed way more. But his family has money, his people have money, he has the hookups. So the thing about, and we know this in the music industry, you can have 12 failed artists, but you get you one Akon, and it will pay for all of those failed artists. You feel what I'm saying? All you need is one Nelly, one Lil Wayne, and you own for the rest of your life as a label. And that's how Donald Trump runs his businesses. So I look at it from that aspect. But this is the problem that I have with us. We're so emotional. Hillary Clinton is the problem to me, way more than Donald Trump. Because, especially black folks, we've been in a recession since we came over here in boats. Tell me when have any president have actually done something for black people, including Obama. And I always tell people, well, he gave us hope. Fuck hope. Write it down on a sheet of paper what has happened in our communities. Our communities went down. We're in Chicago right now. As soon as Obama became president, what happened? So if you look at Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton actually signed the laws, the nonviolent drug laws that put over 600,000 black people in the penitentiary for nonviolent offenses. And she was supporting that bill. That's when she called our children super predators. So as much as Bill Clinton played saxophone and got some gone, stuff that we love. We love saxophone and we love dome, But he was the man that really put our people back in slavery. And she supported that. So at the end of the day, on paper, Donald Trump is just running a reality TV show, but her family really affected the lives of my people. And she's never talked about what you gonna do. Okay, if you say that's a mistake, what's your plan to get a life back? You don't have no plan because you don't really care nothing about black folks. Bernie Sanders people came to me and asked for my support. And this is what I told them. I don't trust any of you all. But I would support a Klan member if he had an agenda for black folks. But one of the problems is we don't have an agenda. If you ask black people what's our agenda, 15 black people, they give you 15 different answers. But if you ask Mexicans, what's y'all agenda? In most cases, it's about immigration. If you would ask the gay and lesbian crowd, what's their agenda? In most cases, it's gonna be about marriage rights. So even if we did have somebody like a Bernie Sanders that really wants to help, then what's our fucking agenda? What do we want out of it? So that I think it's one bird. You know what I'm saying? It's two wings, but it's the same bird. So if we're gonna play the game, we gotta figure out, what we want out of it, and I don't think that we know.
Bill Clinton is sometimes known as the first African-American president, and Hillary Clinton won the South Carolina primary recently, an overwhelming majority of the African-American vote. But if you think that's the last note on their record with African-Americans, you would be very, very wrong. Today, we actually got a video from some of the top African-American activists in the country, and they wanted to set the record straight on the true record of the Clintons, especially Hillary Clinton. So this is not my final judgment. This is their final judgment on Hillary Clinton's true records with African-Americans.
We have to demonstrate a sustained commitment to building opportunity, creating prosperity, and righting wrongs, not just every 2 or 4 years, not just when the cameras are on and people are watching, but every single day.
There are people who are on the streets and involved in this movement who were there in 96 when the Welfare Reform Act was passed. They were there in 1994 when the Violent Crime Act was passed. They have a sense of how Clinton had a part in proliferating and spreading a lot of the problems that we're talking about now.
It's a very well thought out crime bill that is both smart and tough. And we will eventually get a good crime bill like the president has proposed. It'll just take a little longer than it should have.
In addition to what we saw, which is her speaking the talking points of the prison guards lobby, we also saw her come out to invoke the idea of super predators to push for these crime bills.
They are often the kinds of kids that are called super predators. No conscience, no empathy. We can talk about why they ended up that way, but first we have to bring them to heel.
It was never used to describe anyone white. It was always used to describe young black men as a mass, and it made life very tough for us.
Well, you know, Hillary Clinton's an old friend, but they're not friends in politics. We profoundly disagreed with the forms of the welfare reform bill.
I think it's absurd to suggest she's a friend of children who are in need or families. This is a woman who, when her husband was governor, I first met her at that time, they were bragging about their welfare reform, which destroyed what existed of support for poor children in Arkansas. Then as president, her husband, with her full-throated approval, destroyed the aid to families with dependent children, which has 70% of the people on that program were children.
Senator Obama's support among working, hardworking Americans, white Americans, is weakening again.
Hardworking white Americans. I mean, Hillary Clinton flat out said it.
Her electability argument boils down, in effect, to working class white Americans are not ready to vote for a black American president.
Yeah, it was fairly shocking. I suppose at this rate, by the time we get to Kentucky, it'll be segregation now, segregation forever.
It happened again last week when this photo of Obama was featured prominently on the internet and attributed to people in the Clinton campaign.
You don't believe that Senator Obama's the Muslim?
Of course not. I mean, that's, you know, that there is no basis for that. You know, I take him on the basis of what he says, and, you know, there isn't any reason to doubt that.
You said you take Senator Obama at his word that he's not a Muslim. You don't believe that he's a Muslim?
No, why would I? There's no, right? No, there is nothing to base that on, as far as I know. As leaders, we have a choice who we associate with and who we apparently give some kind of seal of approval to. And I think that it wasn't only the specific remarks, but, you know, some of the relationships with Reverend Farrakhan, with, you know, giving the church bulletin over to the leader of Hamas to put a message in. You know, these are problems, and they raise questions in people's minds.
After those precedents, there are those who see a pattern to hear the kind of casual prejudice which still haunts the society voiced, and to not distance the campaign from it.
Okay, we know Black Lives Matter. We need to keep saying it so that people accept it. What do we do next?
Protesters filled the streets of Chicago today, rejecting Mayor Rahm Emanuel's apology for the fatal police shooting of 17-year-old Laquan McDonald.
This video and that death of Laquan McDonald happened before the election. What he did was cover up that information to conveniently be elected for mayor.
I don't understand, looking at the evidence that we now know is public, how any person, particularly a presidential candidate, could stand behind someone like Rahm Emanuel.
So here's what I ask of you. Hold me accountable. Hold every candidate accountable. What we say matters, but what we do matters more. A bill toward common sense gun reform, criminal justice reform, and all the like. So I think we've got a very, we've got somebody saying here, we have to bring them
apologize for mass incarceration.
Okay, we'll talk
I'm
about
not a super predator, Hillary Clinton.
Okay, fine. Yeah, you want to hear the facts, you just want to talk. You know what? Nobody's ever asked
asked me before. You're the first person to ask me, and I'm happy to address it, but you are the first person to ask me here. Okay, back to the issue.
Yes. Thank you.
This is zombie.TV.
Yeah. 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 They gave us Obama like, yeah, it was gonna stop the fight. Yeah, like it was gonna stop the cause. Folks still scraping, trying to find them some socks and drawers. Yeah, and something to eat. The IRS is coming, so I'm back on these beats. Barack push hope, Reagan push dope, Clinton push something down a young gal's throat. Yeah, and since we talking about throats, white folks, what you know about ropes? Yeah, what you know about trees and men swinging from them that look like me? How you say that don't affect us? Tuskegee, how you let them infect us? Yeah, it's fear of the black semen, putting sage on a page to eradicate these demons. This for Tulsa, Oklahoma, this for Rosewood. This for Philly when the cops bomb the whole hood. This for Harlem when the pigs stop and frisk. All my folks from the Congo tell Belgium, sucker, sucker. Boy, wonder, nope, I meant Dick Grayson. I'm essential like the Moors, what the Masons. The Kush, the black push, Aborigines, I love you, take back the bush. Oh, we back on presidents. George was so irrelevant, but he did send the country to hell and a lot of black folks to jail. If we blind, that's fine, I'll mind, then I spit it in braille. Drop a F-bomb and curse and put that hoe in the mail. Oh, pills, they're about to shut down. I was on my way to heaven, then I stopped and turned around. The government, yeah, it did shut down. I was on my way to heaven, but I stopped and turned around for my people. My people. I try to never leave you. This is a war against evil. Knievel.
Lifetime of pain, you can't wash away these stains. You can't soak me in a tub full of bleach and brighten the shadows you left on my past, or whiten those dark stones you placed on my path. Where is the love? Mentally institutionalized by a nation plotting our demise. Sicknesses created for our numbers to be cut. Love is like you're staring at us with your eyes wide shut, wide shut. Love, where are you?
You are now watching zombie.TV on the Grafik Culture Network. Grafik Culture Network. Grafik Culture Network. Grafik Culture Network.
We can partake in great adventures in our dreams that seem to last for hours. Yet when we open our eyes, only 10 minutes have lapsed. When we're asleep, are we really asleep and vice versa? Or, are we really awake? Could the dream world be the real world where time doesn't exist? If this is the case, then this may explain why we spend so much of our time, 1/3 of our lives, in the dream world. If you live 30 years old and you sleep 8 hours a day, which is supposed to be average, I sleep 8, 9 hours a day. I don't get up for shit. That's 10 years. Now, you can't just discount that 10 years of your life. Some shit is going on in that 10 years. That's a long fucking time to be in the dream world or the other side of shit. You know what I'm saying? So start paying attention to the dream world of shit, because that's really critical. 10 years is a long goddamn time. Even those who black out have no recollection of time. This proves that one can rise above the laws of time. Yet those with the proper knowledge of time can manipulate it as they see fit or use time to manipulate others. Do we really know the exact day and time that we live in? Or are we under the influence of a program written by someone else that has us living on their timetable? You know what I'm saying? That's key. If so, this only serves their agenda. How can we prepare for certain spiritual cosmic events that our ancestors foretold about if we don't know the exact time the events were scheduled to take place? Meanwhile, those who know the time put themselves in position to receive the energy that was meant for us. These white boys are doing rituals, man. You know what I'm saying? Rick Rubin, you saw it in, I gotta say it again, you saw it in Fade to Black. He had the black and the book of black and white magic with the big ass beard and shit. They doing magic. Whether you choose to do so or not, it's on you. But they lined up, they got their shit synced up to certain times and events that take place. All right? The majority of us are subjected to the lowest levels of time programming, a 9 to 5. Our lives revolve around a job that actually takes up far more time than the 8 hours that it appears to. The before and after effects of a grueling schedule of chasing a dollar, which is equivalent to time because time is money. You know what I'm saying? Which is energy. As Tef breaks down, that shit is, it's really not even about the money because the money ain't worth shit. It's about your energy being involved with something that's not fucking real. You know what I'm saying? All day fucking long, all day fucking long. You know what I'm saying? All day long, chasing shit. And that's time. Time that you need to study. Time that you need to find out what's really going on. This is how they pull off the illusion. A magician's greatest tool is misdirection. You know what I'm saying? So how do you fucking, pull the wool over the whole world's eyes? Misdirection. That's why there's a sports event going on like clockwork. As soon as basketball season is over, football season kicks in, baseball, all that shit is cyclic. And there's a new movie coming out, a new album coming out, a new commercial, a new worldly event. Shit, you barely got time to think for yourself, and you have become robotic, all of us.
It's dramatic video showing what happened the night football star Will Smith was shot dead. The surveillance video, taken from a restaurant, shows what appears to be Smith's Mercedes SUV rear-ending a Hummer. The Hummer, driven by suspect Cardell Hayes, pulls over, but the Mercedes takes off, and the Hummer gives chase. Moments later, cops say the Hummer hit the Mercedes. Angry words erupted, and Smith was shot dead. There was an outpouring of love today for Smith's wife. Raquel Smith, known to her friends as Rocky, was shot twice in her leg but survived the nightmare that took the life of her husband, a beloved former New Orleans Saints star.
There's a male down with about 6 gunshot wounds to the chest.
Kim Kardashian, a friend of the Smiths, tweeted, "My heart breaks for my sweet friend Rocky." LeBron James sent out prayers and condolences to Smith and his beautiful family. Raquel could be heard screaming as she was taken to an ambulance after the shooting. Just before the shooting, Will Smith tweeted a photo of himself and Raquel having a blast at a popular New Orleans music festival. 34-year-old Smith was a key player when the Saints won the Super Bowl in 2010. Their victory helped restore pride to a city still recovering from Hurricane Katrina. Cardell Hayes' lawyer says Hayes was acting in self-defense. He thought Smith was going for a gun.
Not only did my client call 911, but my client secured a witness who was about to leave the scene, and my client waited for law enforcement to arrive.
The tragedy is filled with irony. It turns out that Hayes' mentally ill father was shot dead in 2005 when he lunged at a police lieutenant with a knife. The son sued the city and reportedly settled for around $125,000. It's being reported that he used the money to buy the Hummer involved in the road rage incident. In a bizarre coincidence, the lieutenant who was lunged at with a knife 11 years ago is a close friend of Will Smith's. They were having dinner just before the football star was shot to death.
Hey Truth Seekers, welcome back. Zach here. Today's April 15th, 2016. 4 days ago, I put out a video on the death of Will Smith, the NFL football player who was reportedly shot dead in New Orleans late April 9th after being in a small car accident that led to an argument that led to his death from gunshot. If you missed the video I put out, I talked about what was suspicious in the reporting of his death and also the parallels between him and the actor Will Smith. The same night as the shooting, the actor was receiving a Lifetime Achievement Award for acting at the MTV Movie Awards, which this year had a black and gold color theme. Quite interesting when you think that on the same night, Will Smith, a member of the Saints that wear black and gold, was shot. And making matters even more interesting, Will Smith, the actor, two of his most recent movies have been about NFL football. One of them, called Focus, is about gambling on NFL football. And it is largely set in New Orleans, where Will Smith, the football player, was shot. So if you missed the video I did already, I'm going to link that in the description. Lots of important information in that video that I'm not going to cover here. In this video, I want to show you what I have found with additional research, and I also want to talk about new details that have emerged, including Pierre Thomas, the teammate of Will Smith on the Saints, saying he witnessed the shooting. Very interesting that they have him come out and say he was a witness. But real quick, just in case you're new here, in case you've never seen one of my videos before, I talk about gematria, the practice of coding numbers into words, and by how learning this language you can see through the riddles that are presented to us in mainstream stories. There's a lot of riddles within the death of Will Smith. We're going to talk about them. But very quickly, Will Smith in gematria sums to 44, just like the word kill. This is a number that's often found around death. When you write out 44, it sums to 144, another number connected to death. When CNN first put out their article about his death, they put it out at 10:44 a.m. 0 doesn't count in numerology. It's a lot like 144. Plus, it is just the 44th minute. Anyhow, before we get into Will Smith's movie career, I want to talk about the word saint. And I want to talk about it in regards to the Catholic Church in Philadelphia. Here we're talking about the death of a New Orleans saint named Will Smith, who died while Will Smith, the actor, was getting a Lifetime Achievement Award. Think about how Will Smith made it big on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, a story about a kid being taken from Philadelphia out to Bel-Air, California to live with his rich relatives. With regards to Catholicism, saint, here it is. A saint in the Catholic Church is a title put on somebody after death. When somebody dies and they are known for spiritual reasons, they are sometimes referred to as a saint in the Catholic Church. In Catholicism, you pray to certain saints, but think about how saint is associated with death, and here we're talking about the death of a New Orleans saint.
Zombie TV. Zombie TV. Zombie TV.
Allows one to see through the darkness. One of the most powerful secret society calls themselves the Illuminati because it claims to know, which is light, what you do not, you in the dark. And in order to keep the masses in the dark, the art of light deception must be practiced from the most mundane to the grandest scale. From the fluorescent lighting in the classrooms that assist in stunting your learning process to the sun, which is the supreme light of the planet. From the internal to the external, the matrix is in control of the light. What we are trained to eat, drink, and think limits the awakening on the higher chakras. The chemtrails and the aluminum particles sprayed in the atmosphere which is used to deflect the true light and energy from the sun, yet give off an illusion that we are being fed by the sun, takes care of the outer source of light. That's what these chemtrails is all about, you know what I'm saying? These aluminum particles, when the sun is supposedly beaming, hitting you, you know what I'm saying? That shit is sending some kind of weird reflection of light. When I tell you we in an illusion, we in an illusion. The Matrix must keep us suffering from light deprivation because it is the only way that it can really rule over us. Once the light is turned on, the illumination that is the Matrix will be revealed. The greatest mystery that the Matrix is trying to keep from us is that there is more than one color of light that emanates from the heavens that we can tap into. There are actually 3 colors of light: white, black, and clear. Most of us are familiar with the white light because it makes up the visible spectrum. What we see is what we tend to believe, and that's where the Matrix would like to keep our focus to end because it can control what we see. All right, so the black light represents the invisible spectrum, or the unseen. The 90% of the universe is invisible to us. Some shit going on out there. You know what I mean? So we want to keep with that. All right, where do we go? All right. When you enter a dark room and you turn on the light, where does the darkness go? It doesn't disappear. It's still there, occupying the same space as the white light. It's just being overshadowed. The black light is also very powerful. So even though the Matrix is trying its best to manipulate the white light, we can still raise ourselves up by tapping into the black light. Then there's the most potent of the 3, and that's called the colorless or the God light. This light is basically clear, yet it is what makes up the black and white light. This light is the most dangerous for the Matrix. If one can have mastery over the visible and invisible, he or she will be able to truly see things clearly. That's why it's called the clear light. The end result will surely mean lights out for the Matrix.
Oh yeah, coming through with my showering crew. 2 cents for a case, give me St. Ives brew. In the midst of broken bottles and crushed up cans, met the cows in the jam, or I'll dry.
With St. Ives in my system, crack another, I'm blessed. Let's go get the next one and get over. The object is to stay sober, lay on the sofa. Better yet, down my shoulder.
I'll be champ, stressed out, could never be son. Ricochet jelly, hit the deli for a cold one. Naturally blessed, yes, my rap is like a laser beam.
They came out with the 36 chambers. He was 36 right before he died, and he died in 36 studios. So that's mathematics. First album was Return to 36. God damn.
36th Street. Yeah, that's why.
Oh shit, 36th Street. One or two, 36 or 34. But even so, that's mathematics. 3 and 6 is 9. That's completion. That's mathematics. You know what I'm saying? However you want to look at it. And then, you know, the night before he passed, they had the concert at the Lincoln, Continental Airline Arena. The whole crowd is screaming, ODB, ODB. And he wasn't there, but that was kind of like eerie, you know what I'm saying? It's like a ritual being done and shit. They chanting and calling on his name, and he not there. Oh yeah, I'm gonna get into that too. That's when they really started fucking with him, when he started calling himself Osiris. Now, those names, you don't use that in hip-hop because you might fuck around and wake some niggas up. Niggas might want to start studying who the fuck Osiris is and shit. So you don't use, you can say Jesus all you want. I can fuck a whole bunch of bitches and kill a whole bunch of niggas and thank Jesus for it. That's cool because there ain't no power in that. You know what I'm saying? You don't even see no niggas going up there saying, yo, I like to thank Satan. You know, I'm a corrupt motherfucker. I'm selling kilos of coke in the street. I got mad bitches in the hood. I'm gonna thank Satan for all that. You know what I'm saying? Or the way they use Satan, should I say? You know what I'm saying? So when he started calling himself Osiris, they was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Something gotta give here. You know what I'm saying? You calling yourself Osiris and shit? No. Plus, I also heard that he's connected, or his great-great-great-grandfathers is the ones who sold Manhattan to white people. I'm gonna read about, you know, some shit that's going on with that. That's deep too. Because that means, you know, them treaties that they signing is probably bullshit to begin with. He probably owned fucking Manhattan. They probably said, oh shit, ODB on Manhattan. We got to kill this nigga. We ain't trying to return this shit back to his ass. Motherfucker might find the paperwork. Just keeping it real. Just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying? So you never really know what's going on that realm of things and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? So they got to monitor. And in terms of him being, you know, overdose or some bag found in his, I mean, the way they operate, if I wanted to take you out and I knew you like drugs, it ain't hard for me to get to you and patch it up and make it look like it's some drug shit. If you like pussy, like Sam Cooke. You know what I'm saying? I was just watching a documentary, excellent documentary on Sam Cooke's life. Sam Cooke like pussy. Sam Cooke stayed with some bitches. He came from out of the church. He wouldn't go to church. He's like, and he got caught on some chick in some hotel. It's easy to make it seem that way. You know what I'm saying? Biggie, they knocked off Biggie and Tupac on some East Coast, West Coast shit. Because it's easier to make it seem that way. They was, as a matter of fact, they was tailing Biggie. This is the hip-hop cops, before we even knew about the hip-hop cops. They was tailing Biggie until 5 minutes before he got killed. 5 minutes before he got killed. Now, keep in mind, he from New York, so they tailed him all the way to L.A. 5 minutes before he got killed, they went on a donut break. You know what I'm saying? That shit don't add up. And look how he got hit. Came up on the right side the same way they knocked off Pac. They knocked off Pac on the fucking strip. Not even mobsters do that shit. They got an unwritten rule, nigga. Yo, we need to talk to you. Nigga, give you that kiss? See you later. Take your ass out in the desert, put two in your fucking head. They don't fuck up money on the strip. Don't make sense. You know what I'm saying? But on some conspiracy tip, it makes a whole bunch of sense. This way you can wash your hands of it. The unseen hand. Do I have that book with me here today? No, I got Rule by Secrecy, which is the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Rule by secrecy. They are not trying to be seen. And for you to think that this is just some beats and rhymes, wake up. They know who we are. They know how we manifest our godhood. You know what I'm saying? So on the ODB tip, I'm going to be a little
This is Zombie TV. Zombie TV. Zombie TV.
Give me good sense in me. Support system and district attorneys, prosecutors. A lot of people was trying to take my life as far as, you know, in the court system. And not only did then I made songs about, you know, I was childish, man. I made songs about public officials and things like that, man. And those people don't forget that. And I don't trust people like that. You know, it's nothing for them and me to be riding down the street and they just stop and throw a gun in my car. Convicted felon with a firearm, man. That's how I think, man. You know, like, I had the biggest case that, you know, they spent millions of dollars on my case, man, and lost, man. So, man, you know, like that, I'm a problem to these people. You know, I didn't call officers' names. You know, like, these people don't forget that, man. You know, also I was a target in Baton Rouge. You know, like, Baton Rouge is small, man. You know, when I'm the only one riding in Bentleys and all these foreign cars, you know, you become a target. You know, not only you're a target, you're rapping about these people. Your house is 10 times the size of their house. You know, that would make me dislike me if I was on the other side. Because, you know, I'm rapping about these people, I'm shining. Man, so I'm cocky. You know, I was a cocky asshole, man, you know. And those people don't forget stuff like that, man. They don't. I always had problems with the police out there, man. They used to stop me every day, man. They used to cut my seats up, man. Come in my house and steal from me, man. Take my rings, just do crazy stuff that I'll never forget. You know, also I had haters out there. And it's always like that. Wherever you from, you will get hated the most. You know, most rappers die in their own city, man. It's a fact. And, you know, you have haters who was in school with you and they mad because they was in that third grade class with you, but they don't have the same hustle as you. You know, they hate you for no reason. They hate you for your success. If you was a local rapper and you didn't have much, they would love you. You know, and these people, you develop hatred in your own city. You know, if you go to Canada, you go to New York, you from Louisiana, you don't have hate, you don't have people want to hurt you because they don't know you. You know, they don't know you, and that's why I decided to move to Atlanta. You know, if I'm dealing with music, this is a place I need to be. You know, everybody ride foreign cars out here. I won't be pulled over. I haven't been pulled over since I've been out here, but to take a picture and get an autograph. You know, they respect stars out here, man. They don't hate stars just because you're a star. They don't. That's how it is in Louisiana. If you go back, all Louisiana rappers, the big timers, they was ran out of Louisiana, man, because of hatred. Baby and Wayne, you know, hatred, man. Master P, they ran him out the country club, man, just hatred, man. C Murder, he's in prison. Mac, he's in prison. You know, and you just, it's just not a place to be, man. It's a lot going on in that state that's not 100, man. That's not fair, you know, even from the laws, even from the sentencing, even from the education is poor. Everything is it's a hard state, man, and I just wasn't with it, man, and I'll never move back down there. You know, I would never move back into that. I would be crazy for moving back to Baton Rouge. Like it won't happen. I just go down there if I got to do a show, get my money, and I'm gone.
Okay, that's interesting because you mentioned Baby and Wayne. For a while, they were living in Miami. I know Baby had a spot in LA and so forth, but you were saying they literally got ran out of Louisiana?
They wasn't ran out. Let me clear that up. Nobody ran them. You know, it's just hatred and being mindful of your situations. You know, Baby was a G in the streets, man. From what I know, Baby was a G in the streets. And you always got haters. You always got people coming back. I want to get that reputation off you to beef with you or hate you. And, you know, like, you know, that was a smart move, them moving to Miami. You know, in New Orleans, somebody gonna try you, man. I don't care who you is. You know, these dudes on that H out there, these dudes gonna try you, man. So, you know, you gotta be out of sight, out of mind for these guys, man. You know, I got millions, you know. Why would I surround myself with people who after me for no reason? You know, Baby done been going through that since they was in New Orleans. They was beefing with all kind of different rappers and, you know, niggas hating, niggas getting money, niggas gonna hate you in your city. You know, and I advise everybody, once they get money, get out they city, man, because that's where the hatred gonna come. You know, people be like, that's how I was at first, you know. Nigga ain't running me. I ain't going nowhere. And I ain't going nowhere. I'm boosted. I don't bag down from nothing. Nah, it's not about it being bagging down. It's about being smart, man. It's about being here for your kids and being smart, you know.
The Matrix's hip-hop is all that they know and all that they wish to know, and they will fight feverishly to defend it. The divide between the Matrix and old school hip-hop or Zion must be kept because old school heads know the truth. That you youngsters are nothing more than slaves and your sole purpose of existence is to keep this version of the Matrix alive. The further we move from its origins, the easier it becomes to suppress and conceal the true knowledge of hip-hop. In a generation or two, the Matrix will be able to dismiss the gods who created real hip-hop as some sort of myth or urban legend because there will be no remnants of their existence if we don't find a way to preserve the history, not by words alone, but through practice. You know what I'm saying? If we don't, us older cats who understand what hip-hop is about, if we don't begin to teach these young cats what hip-hop is about, they're going to dismiss Kumo D as some kind of fucking myth. Telling each other, oh, Kumo D never existed. You mean the guy with the dark glasses is a myth? It never happened. Serious. They'll be able to do that shit after a while. The further and further we move from its origins and us old school heads don't pass it on. You know what I'm saying? You seen the movie Incredibles? Anybody seen that? All right, now, twice. Beautiful. In that movie, because I like to parallel a lot of shit with hip-hop. In that movie, I felt that they was talking about hip-hop in a weird sense. Meaning, the Incredibles, the ones who created hip-hop, they were no longer needed now. You know what I'm saying? So once they got the Matrix and the construct set up, they didn't need Rakim and Jazzo. They didn't need motherfuckers like that no more. And them incredible MCs had to go and get a job and be normal and shit like that. Sitting at a desk. I drive a bus for a living. I'm one of the fucking Incredibles. You know what I'm saying? Here I am on a fucking bus with old ladies and shit and suppressing my creative energy and shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same process, and all these incredible MCs have all those posters on the wall about the glory days, or when they used to be the Incredibles.
Police are the biggest crybabies in America. Can you think of any other profession who is idolized in movies and TV, who are the subjects of nearly every book on society, who get standing ovations no matter how many unarmed people they kill? Being a cop is one of the safest professions in America, though to let the cops tell it, you'd think it was the single most dangerous. The white media, and the black media for that matter, hasn't told you this, but I will. I want you to spread this video. Repost it on your channel today. We need to get the facts out there. Blue lives matter to everyone, except the cops themselves. When it comes to cop killings, the police have been crying wolf for decades, and nobody has pointed this out, until now. First, let me tell you how safe being an American cop is. Consider this. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, for every 100,000 cops in America, only 12 die on the job. 12 out of 100,000. That doesn't even put them in the top 10 of the most dangerous jobs in America. Compare that, on the other hand, to other professions, such as truck drivers. Over 23 truckers die per 100,000 drivers every year. Farm workers, more than 26 per 100,000 die every year. Garbage workers, yep, you heard me right. Over 36 trash and recyclable materials collectors die per 100,000 a year. That's triple the rate at which cops die. Think you'll see any white people holding any Respect the Trash rallies? So you see, according to the federal government's own statistics, trash men are 3 times more likely to die on the job than cops, farm workers more than twice as likely. Yet who do we see being praised and protected by the media, politicians, and white public? You want to know why? Because farm workers and trash men are not the enforcement arm of white supremacy. The police are. So you see, there are plenty of other jobs far more dangerous than being a cop, but I think the point is made. Even when you look at the cops who die, it only makes it more clear the most dangerous threat to the police are the police themselves. Let's deal with the comparative handful of cops who die annually. We'll use the cops' own statistics to expose the fraud they and the media have pulled on the public. This is the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial Fund website. They're pretty much the go-to source for stats regarding police fatalities. Ever since Ferguson and Baltimore, the police have claimed there's been a war on cops, right? Patrick Lynch, the chief thug of the NYPD, said it himself, as has Sheriff Oreo on Fox News. Police chiefs and sheriffs nationwide, as well as right-wing and even mainstream media figures, have been decrying the war on cops. The Black Lives Matters movement has opened the floodgates of anti-police violence, right? 2015 is the year of the cop killer, right? This year, officers are being gunned down left and right. In 2015, cops are being targeted in unprecedented numbers. Only they're not. According to the cops' own stats, the number of cops killed by firearms this year is down 21% from last year. In other words, the cops are safer since Ferguson and Baltimore. And it's not as if the white media doesn't know this. Even Bill O'Reilly admitted he knew the war on cops was a lie.
Do you believe that the Black Lives Matter crew and other radicals are igniting violence against cops?
There are fewer cops shot this year than last year. Are you willing to give Black Lives Matter credit for that? Cop shootings are down.
I know they're down slightly. I know they're down slightly. I know they're down slightly. I know they're down slightly.
No, about 17%.
But in August, they were up.
It was a bad month.
Yeah, it was a bad month.
There were none.
Right.
I mean, overall, they're down.
Okay.
So I don't see an epidemic there.
So you see, the war on cops is about as real as the war on Christmas. The white supremacists in the media know this, but they tell the public exactly the opposite anyway. Now, let's parse the causes of death. Again, this according to the police's own statistics. The major causes of death listed are firearms and automobiles. You should have noticed that they differentiate car crash and struck by vehicle into two separate categories, as if it matters whether you were in a car or not if you die as the result of a vehicle collision. This is done as a form of breaking up the stats for the sake of reducing one form of death so as to artificially make another form of death seem more numerous. In this case, downplay the number of cops killed in auto accidents so as to make the firearm deaths seem significantly more common, when in fact they're not. You see, they need for death by firearms to be the #1 killer of cops, so they can push the narrative that policing is the most dangerous profession on the planet when it's not. If people realize that even the police admit the #1 killer of cops is car accidents, the police can't demand their murderous behavior be overlooked because their job is so dangerous. The goal of these plea for pity cop memorial groups is to trick the public into believing the lie that cops are on some sort of front line, when the truth is the taxpayers are being forced to subsidize what has become a domestic death squad. But even if you are so foolish as to believe that firearms are the #1 cause of death for police, you still can't escape the fact that the cops are selling the public a total lie. I've studied the perverted culture of the police for a couple of decades now, and when I saw this list, something jumped out at me immediately. It wasn't what I saw, rather what I didn't see. The National Law Enforcement Officer's website lists many causes of death. Some of them, like electrocution and struck by falling objects, are just stupid. But do you notice the one cause of death that's missing? Suicide. The dirty little secret in law enforcement is that more cops die by suicide than die in the line of duty. And that's according to the International Association of Chiefs of Police. The police chiefs themselves admit the greatest danger to cops is themselves. Recently, one suicidal cop, Joe Glinowitz, killed himself, but not before trying to frame Black Lives Matters for his own death. And the reason why? Because he'd been robbing a children's charity. That's what you get for backing the badge. This shows just how perverted police culture is and always has been. The white supremacists were not saddened to learn Glinowitz killed himself, though they were saddened to realize that they wouldn't be getting any more propaganda value out of him. They were glad to mention him morning, noon, and night until they realized that the party was over. And as for the police, they were disheartened that he killed himself, but not one of them showed a shred of surprise. They deal with this on a near daily basis. The police know how common suicide is among them, but the media has refused to tell the public. Blue lives matter to everyone but the police and the media. And I'm not going to get into the 2 cops in Louisiana who were indicted after getting into a shootout with a white thug. They're learning the same lesson that Asian cop in New York learned after he murdered Akai Gurley. The Police Benevolent Association is nowhere to be found. Fox News isn't telling the public how dangerous cops' jobs are now, or how they only have split seconds to react to a dangerous situation. The white supremacists aren't calling the dead child a thug in training, even though his father was a career criminal with a record long as my arm. All of a sudden, the media and the white public want justice when cops kill someone. Yep, blue lives matter all right, but only if they're white. If Fox News and their white supremacist allies really wanted to support the police, they'd be calling for more mental health programs and psychological counseling for police. If the cops wanted to help themselves, they'd stop scaring one another with the culture of fear that deludes cops into thinking that every day will be his last. The police have lost their legitimacy, and when that occurs, no one will care what happens to them. There is no war on cops today, but if the slaughtering of unarmed civilians continues, there may well be one tomorrow, and no amount of media spin will gain the police any sympathy. When you've cried wolf as long and loudly as the cops have, your credibility dies long before your legitimacy does. The white supremacists cheering on the police have created a maze the cops can't get through. One lie after the other, forming a house of cards that will leave a public disgusted with the police in general. It's time the cops faced their lies and were called out on it. Because the truth is, blue lives only matter if a black person takes them. As I said before, repost this video on your own channel. Beyond that, lend your voice to this effort. The media's job is to cover the truth, and ours is to expose it. So get to it.
You'll see that the Matrix has successfully manufactured an army of wannabe MCs, producers, video hoes, mixed DJs, ball players, street hustlers, and pimps who could care less about the origins of hip-hop. They just want to get paid. They are all potential agents. Make no mistake about it, fellas. It doesn't matter if they're your brother, sister, homeboy, husband, or wife. If they are not unplugged and armed with the fully activated pineal gland, then they are your enemy. Instead of knowledge, most of these potential agents are armed with demos in their pockets that could very well contain the access codes needed for them to escape the hood and become full agents. That's the goal of many of our young MCs. But access must be granted in the form of music that fits the criteria of the Matrix, which is violent and destructive. So all these cats got demos in their pockets, and this shit is just, they're hoping that these are the codes that can get them out of the hood. So they can come back and shit what they watch and shit and roll through the hood and look at you and shit like, what's up, nigga? You know what I'm saying? And shit like that. These rappers piss me off. When they on TV telling me I ain't shit, I gotta work, you a bum nigga, Wayne. Black Dot, you ain't shit. And I'm the one who voted this motherfucker here. I'm the one who purchased this record, which is in election. You know what I'm saying? When you go out and purchase their record, you buy into that shit. Nigga telling me I ain't shit. You ain't shit, Wayne. You ain't shit. Nigga, get a job. I'm like, oh shit. This is fucked up. So you gotta watch who you promote and shit like that. That's very fucking key. You know what I'm saying? If their demo is also encrypted with information that indicates that they hate women, hate themselves, and are willing to allow their soul and creative energy to be captured onto a disc to gain clearance, they could very well be uploaded into the system. The Matrix doesn't have to scan your retina or fingerprints to determine if you are hip-hop ready to become an agent. It simply has to place your CD into the hard drive of its mainframe located at one of its record companies, movie studios, and video shoots. Once the CD is placed into the hard drive of the Matrix and the information is screened, processed, and authorized, they become full agents, and their mission, if they so choose to accept it, is to kill you. Ain't that some shit? All they gotta do is take their CD and place it into the hard drive of the Matrix. Go to a record company, movie studio, and if that shit matches up, they screen it and process it. Yeah, you hate your women, you violent and shit, you know what I'm saying, you ready to sell out, access granted. And they move from one side of the hood into some Matrix shit. And these same motherfuckers come back to kill you. I'm gonna show you how right now. All right? So, if you know, that's what happens if their demo is accepted. If their demo is rejected, it simply means that they have not received enough programming on how the Matrix operates, and they must return to one of its many mind control outlets, like the television, radio, movie theater, or magazine stand for more training and to await further instructions. The Matrix of hip-hop, the mission of a hip-hop agent is to kill you with products like alcohol, which is one of the leading causes of death of black people and Latino people in the hood. The mission is to kill you with cigarettes that cause cancer, meat and dairy products that destroy the body. The mission is to kill you with hip-hop ringtones that distract you from the universal tones. And the mission is to drain all of your resources so that you become totally dependent on your oppressor. The mission is to spiritually kill you with religion. Now you must sit back and ask yourself, is my favorite rapper trying to kill me? This is the shit I ask myself. When they be selling me all these fucking products and shit, and all of these detrimental products at that. You know what I'm saying? These niggas is trying to kill me. But they come in the hood as guys as They're trying to save you and all this old kind of shit. These rappers is government agents. Government ain't got to do nothing. Send the rapper in the hood and you believe in the rapper. I told you at the beginning of the lecture, they don't have to control millions. They need to control one that has control over millions. And once they slide his ass across the board, you moving with him. Niggas say buy this, niggas say get that. Shit must be what I need to get. Very critical. Very fucking critical. But don't blame them. Your compliance with the program makes you an agent of your own demise, as I just mentioned. Your compliance with that shit, buying what this nigga said buy, you an agent of your own fucking demise. This is the hip-hop art of war, and these agents will stop at nothing to strategically corner and destroy their enemy in all walks of life. We are the enemy, the ones who can see, but who are grossly outnumbered by those who feel that hip-hop belongs to the people who created it, and they're just protecting our way of life, when in fact they're protecting the very system that is destroying real hip-hop. We may lose the battle, but we can still win the war. Just as there are agents working for the Matrix, there must be double agents positioned inside of the construct ready to assist us in our fight for freedom. Gotta be. That's just the law of opposites, polarities and shit. It's all these agents out here to kill us. Gotta be some cats in hip-hop who understand what's going on, that's just waiting for the opportune time to turn this shit back over to the people.